Good morning, Raptor freaks. Lexi out here, and it is Wednesday, and we've got our last in-season tournament game today against Indiana Pacers. Tip off at around 7:30 at Scotiabank Arena, and we're on a win streak. If we win tonight, we'll be winning our 9th game in a row and our 13th out of the last 14. So it's fun. In some ways, the guys aren't taking the pressure of the win streak; they're just not paying attention to it. Brendan said the other day after the game that Coach Darko wouldn't have it if we were concentrating too much on the win streak and letting ourselves have pressure from that. So, this has been a great period of time for the Raptors, and I'm excited about how things are going right now so far this season. In fact, this morning ESPN has vaulted us up the power rankings this morning to number 7, guys. Where were we like a month ago? Like 23rd or something like that on the power rankings. And well, they've corrected this. I said they'd have to. We went from the last week from number 12 in the power rankings up to number 7 now. So we're number 7 in the power rankings this morning with the 13-5 record. And what they wrote is during Toronto's current 8-game win streak, 6 of those wins have come against unimpressive competition. You jerks. You still have to put us up there. Beating the likes of Charlotte, Washington, and Brooklyn counts in the standings, but it shouldn't change the perception of a team. However, the other 2 victories in the Raptors streak carry much more importance. Toronto beat Cleveland twice within the last 2 weeks. That's a potential playoff preview, and the Raptors are already 3-0 against the Cavs this season. Yeah, we swept them. We're done. We don't play them again unless there's an in-season tournament game with them. Including a win in the NBA Cup group play when admittedly Donovan Mitchell was inactive. The Cavs are 0-3 against the Raptors and 12-4 against everyone else. Zach Cram, man, you really don't want to give us any compliments, so you absolutely shade us like crazy. So once again, a 2-finger salute for ESPN and Zach Cram, but you know what? You put us at 7 because you have to, and you look like a fool if you don't include us up there at this point. So yeah, they're idiots, man. Such idiots, man. All right, let's go ahead and do the latest lineup news and the ref report for today. It's very interesting, the ref report. And let's do the lineup news real quick. Indiana does have a lot of injuries still, but not as bad as the last time we saw them. But yeah, I need to go over it all. Of course, Tyrese Halliburton has been missing this whole entire season so far with his right Achilles tendon injury from the finals. Obi Toppin is still out also. He will undergo surgery. Well, he did in October to place a screw in his right foot, and he's just going to be out for a while. Who's that? That is a guy named Cam Jones. Cam Jones. Sorry, is the M looked like an R and an N. Cam Jones is still a ways away from returning, according to Coach Carlisle. So he is not playing today. Aaron Nesmith is still out also from the knee injury he suffered just before we played them the last time. So he is still not available for the Pacers, and he'll probably be out for another 2 weeks, it looks like. Quentin Jackson is out, was out in the last game due to a hamstring, and looks like he may be out again today. And Johnny Furpey is out from the Pistons game they played on Monday, has not been updated. We'll see. Those guys may be out still, but who knows? Maybe Furpey or Jackson's back. So who are the Pacers right now? Well, I think the biggest addition to the Pacers since we beat them the last time we played them is that Mathurin is back, and he's in the starting lineup, of course, as the shooting guard. So, yeah, it's Andrew from Aurora. We love you, Mr. Nebhard. We also got Benedict Mathurin of Team Canada, 2 Team Canada guys in the backcourt starting for Pacers today. Ben Shepherd will be the small forward right now. Pascal, the great Raptor, one of the greats of the greatest Raptors of all time. Mr. Siakam will be here tonight. In fact, he's back in town. Yesterday, he'd had PS43 engagements with the community. And once again, Siakam is more than just a basketball player. He is a philanthropist. He is an artiste as far as his camera work. And he's just a fantastic all-around decent human being. And that goes beyond being just a good basketball player. The center is Isaiah Jackson, not Jay Huff. Off the bench is TJ McConnell, Jarace Walker, Jeremiah Robinson Earl, Jay Huff, Garrison Matthews, Tony Bradley, Ray J. Dennis, Talon Peter, I remember he played a little bit against us in the first game. He was kind of annoying. Yeah, so that's basically the Pacers right now is those guys. So Mathurin is back. Now the Pacers have been still losing like they have been most of this year. They only have 2 wins. They did get a win since we saw them last against Charlotte. So they won last Wednesday against the Charlotte Hornets, and they've lost twice since. They've had a tough couple games, the Pacers. On Friday last week, they had Cleveland in the in-season tournament game, and they lost. And Cleveland, of course, has a good record like we do, except for against us. And then Detroit on Monday, which is really the best record in the East, and then us right in a row. Those 3 teams, top 3 Eastern teams right now, record-wise, for the Pacers, right in a row for Rick Carlisle. In fact, that game against the Pistons the other night, I watched the end of it, and they were close. They could have almost beaten the Pistons in that game. And after the game, I felt for Coach Carlisle. He was coming off the court, just looked real frustrated because it was within like points. Very, very close game. The Pistons pulling the win off against the Pacers on Monday. A very, very close game. Let's go see the Raptors right now. Right now, our guy RJ is the only one listed on our injury list. He's out due to his knee. We didn't get any new news about him. It was really nice that the Coach Darko dedicated our win on Monday to RJ Barrett. And, well, we just, RJ made a post last night on his Puma sneakers that are coming out. And, well, a lot of people flooding the comment section with well-wishing and saying, get back out there, Star J Barrett. We want you to get healthy. And, well, God willing, and bless Rowan Barrett Jr., that he will have a healthy knee sooner than later, and he will not miss very much time because you know what? He is an absolutely essential Raptor. And in some ways, the things that he does are just really helped add to the collective and the very strong talent we have this year. So we don't want RJ out. Now, if we're going to speculate who's going to start in the place of RJ, well, there's 3 strong candidates in this case. Of course, they could just ride with Jacoby Walter, as they did the last game. It's not a bad decision. We got to think about the matchup for today. If it's going to be quickly with Nembhard, and who's going to guard Mathurin. So it may be, I would see there some logic to maybe possibly starting Oshai today, because Mathurin is a very strong player and a very aggressive offensive player. And it may be smart for them to put Oshai in there and give him Oshai-itis. I don't know. Maybe Jacoby is up for a task too, and it would just ride with him. There's another outside shot that they could start Jamal Shed at point guard, but I don't know. That may be a mismatch right off the bat if they're playing. Although Shepard's in at small forward, really kind of Shepard's the shooting guard, and Mathurin's the small forward. So I don't know. It's really going to be. We'll see what Darko decides. I say there's 4 good candidates. I mean, they could put Grady in just to try and see. The risk of putting Grady in the starting lineup is if he doesn't have a good game, it could really hurt his confidence to have a bad game coming on and starting and getting starters minutes and then flaming out. So we got to handle Grady delicately right now because, there's different ways he could fail or succeed that can help or hurt him. The other candidate is the rookie, Colin Murray-Boyles. We could maybe insert him in the starting lineup just to have extra size at the small forward. I don't know. That's not as likely. So I'm going to guess it's probably Walter again, with the second best chance being Oshai Abaji, is what I'll say for who we may start today instead of RJ Barrett. So, yeah, there's your latest lineup news. And, it's just RJ listed. And, the laundry list for the Pacers. I feel for them. It's tough. It's a tough season. It's tough to win this league when you don't have the full complement of your players, right? Right. So let me go see what you guys are saying in the chat this morning for a second. We'll do the ref report. Trevor J's words of wisdom. Make it a habit to talk about blessings more than hurdles. That when you spread positivity and the universe will bless you with even more blessings, close the window that triggers you no matter how captivating it is. I'm going to close the window. That's good advice. Hang on a sec. Look at that. Look at that. I'm using Trevor's words of wisdom on the fly. And right in the moment, I closed the window. Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, this has kind of been a theme with us this week, talking about, where do you put your focus? Do you put your focus on blessings or problems? And in some ways that can shape your life. There's a daunting thing that I've got to do today that I'm kind of like not totally keen on. And it's, this is a beautiful blessing that's happening. But in some ways I'm looking at it as a problem. But why? Why, Lex? Because I'm scared of heights. Yeah, I am scared of heights. And, Adriana's amazing. I love Adriana. She's such an amazing person. She got us tickets to go to the game tonight, to go see Siakam and the Pacers against the Raptors months ago. And we're going. And because I live so far out, she's like, let's get an Airbnb and let's stay down near the arena. Well, she didn't realize how close to the arena she got the Airbnb. Like, seriously, she just blindly booked an Airbnb and didn't look at the address and didn't look at where it was. Well, she's booked an Airbnb in the building where Real Sports is, like literally in that condo building that's attached to the Scotiabank Arena. And I'm like, whoa, that's awesome. But the problem is she booked it on the 19th floor. Now, this is a blessing. This is obviously a blessing, because why are you complaining, Lex? You get to stay in a really cool building and go to the game tonight. That's a blessed life. Well, I'm scared as hell because I don't want to be up that high. When I used to go to David's house, former commissioner of trivia, David Saborin, appreciate you. Thank you, David. Bless you in your life. I could not stand being at his house because it's Peter's house, Peter Saborin's house. But like, it's up on a huge level, up on one of those new condos down in the middle of Condo City, down at near the Lake of Ontario in Toronto. And when I would be at David's house, like hanging out before the game and talking to him and stuff, I would never be comfortable up there. I don't even like going up that elevator. So now I got to stay at this 19th floor condo tonight, and I'm dreading it to a degree. So I got to mind over matter this and look at this exactly how Trevor's saying. This is a blessing, Lex. This isn't a problem. You better get over your fear, Joe Rogan, because it's time for Fear Factor for Lex tonight. Yeah, can Lex stay in a 19th floor condo? And will he do his show in it tomorrow morning? Yes, he will. And we'll see. Maybe I'll have a crazy scene behind me because I'm up real high. I just don't want to look out the window myself. How about that? Thank you, Trevor, for your words of wisdom. And yeah, this is crazy. Like, I was looking up the address of where it is. I'm like, it's like kind of like the Scream moment. The phone's coming in from the phone calls coming from the inside the house. It's like, literally on a floor above the Real Sports and the apparel store in that part of the building at Maple Leaf Square. It's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, Adriana, next time, figure out where you're booking the apartment or the Airbnb. I'm not complaining in some ways, but I'm like, whoa, I got to get ready for this mentally. Seriously, Lex has his own battles. Let's just put it that way. Trevor said this: be disciplined about what you entertain your focus, where your energy goes. That's right. I'm not going to look it down. I'm going to keep my energy looking forward and up and not down. Trevor said this: happy game day and beat the Pacers in the Cup game tonight. Yeah, this is weird, man. A lot of these Cup games we played in the last 3 years have not really mattered because either we've been out or we've done so good this year that the Cup game doesn't matter tonight. It doesn't matter if we win or not. It doesn't matter. But in some ways, we have a win streak. In some ways, point differential and just bragging rights matter. And yeah, in some ways, it's like go through the motions and play like it does. But in some ways, everything's set in stone right now for us. And we're going to have a home court advantage in the knockout round, the next game. And we're going to that part of the group play we're going from the group play to that part already as one of the only two teams that have qualified for the in-season tournament next round. The Lakers qualified last night in the Group B of the West, and they will be going. They're one of the 8 now. So there's only 2 of the 8 that are decided so far, and it's the Raptors and the Lakers so far. So, yeah, this game matters, even if it doesn't really matter because we already qualified. That's right. Trevor's saying last night, the Cup game, the Magic destroyed the Sixers. Woo-wee! 144 to 103. Washington took care of Atlanta. CJ had 46 points and knocked down 10 threes. That's crazy. CJ McCollum. Wow. Wow, old man. Wow. Well, I'll say this. Congratulations to the Magic. Thank you for beating up on Nick Nurse. That's awesome. Yeah, let's keep going. Trevor J saying Scotty's two-way dominance and all-around production this season. 300 points plus, 120 rebounds plus, 80 plus assists, 25 plus blocks, and 20 plus steals. Yeah, people have been talking about on the broadcast. Scotty's doing things with his stats that no player in the NBA has ever done. And it's a very special thing. Don't sleep on Scotty Barnes' all-round stats. He may not be a over 25-point scorer, or excuse me, or things like that, but his all-round stats as a player put him in a very special category. And the people that are near him are people like Jokic and Giannis and stuff like that. So yeah, he's been having a fantastic statistical year. That's right. Superfan Mo is in the house. She's gonna be at the game tonight, just like me. Good morning, Raptor Freak crew. Making it 9, make it 9 in a row for sure. Just don't make it a close one. Let's go Raptors. You know, some of the close ones have been great because they really do. It's like working out. You're working muscles, you get stronger. And well, we may need to work that competitive close game muscle so that we can have it well oiled and strong so that we can compete in those games at the end of the season. You know, a really good test is going to come up is this elimination game that we're going to play on either December the 9th or the 10th. Circle your calendars. That's when. And we'll have home court advantage. At least we know that. And that is huge, huge factor. But in some ways, I'm also going to be watching it from the refs' perspective and the NBA's perspective. Are y'all going to try and railroad the Raptors out of the in-season tournament in their knockout game in their home court? Because you do not want them to show up in Las Vegas. So this is going to be a big test, this game, and I'm going to be very much watching like a hawk and think about all this. Because if we get a ref crew like we're got tonight for that game, we may be in trouble. There may be NBA script people trying to write us out, is what I'm saying. So we got to watch out. Monique, I will try and come see you at halftime if I can. Man, my week has been so hectic here. So much has been going on in my life. In some ways, that's why I haven't been hardly on social media around Facebook or the Discord server, because I'm just like super busy this week. I'm still doing the show though, at least. So Mo, I will try and maybe come see you at halftime tonight in between the quarters. That's right. Let's see. All right, let's do the ref report since I brought it up and why it's bad. All right, tonight our crew chief is Courtney Kirkland. He is not a good crew chief for us. He has not been for a long time. Number 61 in his 26th season out of Flint, Michigan. His favorite TV show is Billions. His favorite movie is The Matrix. His favorite book is Atomic Habits. And his favorite app is the NBA app. Yeah, Courtney, we have not seen this season yet. He did referee in preseason for us. Courtney Kirkland has officiated 1,487 regular season NBA games in 25 seasons as a staff official. He has also worked 76 playoff games, including 5 NBA Finals games. Yeah, Courtney is not nice to us, guys. He's down near the bottom. You know, when you're below Ed Malloy and Scott Foster, it's not good. And, well, we win 41% of our games with Courtney Kirkland present over our history. And, well, the Pacers win 55% of their games. So 41-55, the split for the crew chief, Courtney Kirkland tonight. So, yeah, not a good start right there. Not the best. And we get even worse at the second ref. It is the magician for the first time this year. The most dreaded ref for the Raptors in the last couple years has been elected the worst ref for the Raptors 2 out of the last 3 years. And that is Murat Kogut. Yeah, Murat out of Ukraine, number 32 in his 17th season. His favorite show is Family Guy. He likes that Leonardo DiCaprio movie, Catch Me If You Can. He listens to Queen. So maybe I should start brushing up on my Freddie Mercury for tonight. I see a silhouette of man, did the man, the bush, got a bush, do the fandango, thunder, loads, and lightning, very, very frightening. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Maybe that would help. I'll start yelling Queen songs at the court tonight. Maybe Murat will smile and make some good magic happen for the Raptors. I don't know. His favorite book is The Happiest Man on Earth. He likes Neapolitan pizza. His favorite app is Amazon. God, what a loser. And he most like to visit Croatia. And his hidden talent is he's a magician. Yeah, we've been blessed to not have Murat Kogut until today. We have been blessed until then. He's officiated 883 regular season games and only 1 playoff game in 16 seasons. Why only 1 playoff game? Oh, I probably know why. He's made his playoff debut as an NBA referee in the 2023-2024 season. Yeah, Murat is one of the longtime refs that is the worst refs for us. He is a bottom 5 ref. And the Raptors win percentage. And the crazy thing is, all right, you want to know, this is crazy. Kogut, his 2 worst teams that have the worst records out of all 30 NBA teams on his spreadsheet are we're the second worst. We're not the worst for him. The other worst team is the Pistons. So the two top Eastern teams right now are the two worst records in the Magician's referee career. And the Pistons have a worse record than us with him. But we're the two worst teams. And yeah, our record with him is 33% winning. 1 out of 3 games, we may be winning with him. Actually, it's not even 33.3%. It's 32.9%. Yeah, and meanwhile, the Pacers have a glorious 62% winning percentage with Kugat. Yeah, 33 to 62 is the split with the Magician. And you know I hate him. Oh, my gosh. I can't stand that guy. That dude is the worst ref to me right now in this league. I cannot stand this dude in the least. Let's just put it that way. So that's 2 refs not so good tonight. The third ref is the junior ref for the game tonight. Sheree Mitchell will be back, number 98. We've had Sheree once this year already. It was a win. So we got a good win already with Sheree on the court. She's from Provo, Utah, in her 3rd season. Her favorite TV show is Law & Order SVU. She likes the movie Pretty Woman. She listens to Beyonce. Her favorite book is Conversations with God, 1 through 3. Her favorite meal is Caesar salad. Her favorite app is ESPN. And also, well, we'll just say ESPN. She most like to visit Africa. Her bucket list to get her PhD. And her hidden talent is breakdancing. I want to see you breakdance. That'd be cool. And also, if you want to go to Africa, call Masai. I'll tell you that right now. Yeah, Mitchell has officiated 5 seasons in the NBA G League, where she refereed playoff games 3 years and was a finals alternate. She's officiated 2 seasons in the WNBA also, including 1 year of playoff assignments. Yeah, Sheree is a newer ref, but she is probably the best ref for us today out of the 3. And we are favored with her. She's the only ref we're favored with. We win 50% of our games with her. The last game evened it out. And, well, the Pacers win 33% of their games. So they win 1/3 of their games. We win half of our games, which the referee, Sheree Mitchell. So she favors the Raptors. So there you go. We got Kirkland and Kogut, who are absolutely a bad tag team of refs to have for us tonight. But thankfully, this game does not really matter. Thankfully, the Pacers are really struggling. And, well, we don't want to play with our food. In some ways, we want to keep the win streak going. We want to keep doing the principles and the ways we've been playing. This may be a very good test. Coach Carlisle is a good coach. Siakam and Nebhard, these are competitors. Mathurin's not coming here to try and lose. They want to win again. And I could see this being very much a trap game on the sly, partly with the refs and the acumen and the great coach of Carlisle and the hungriness that the Pacers have right now. I fully expect them to come out and play very well and try and kick our ass. So the Raptors are not taking this seriously today. They may be losing today. So be very, very careful, Raptors. Don't play with your food, big T-Rex dinosaur. The intro is so good these days. They turn off all the lights and there's like some sort of weird dinosaur sound going on. Rah! And then all of a sudden there's an eye and everything's rumbling. It's pretty cool. But yeah, don't play with your food, Raptors. The Pacers are your food, and do not play with them. You need to beat them. Don't mess around, because this is a trap game on the sly, guys. I'm going to call it right now. This is a trap game on the sly. We need to be very careful. I know when I go to the arena tonight, I will be coming there with the right energy from what I'm going to do with my voice, and that is defense. Every single time the Pacers are holding the ball, and I will be bringing it like that because, you know what? Like Quickly said after the game on Sunday against Brooklyn, the fans really help. They really, really help. So if you go to the games, if you are blessed to go to Raptors games, don't be quiet. Don't sit there like you're at the movies. You're at a sporting game. Get loud. You know, we are so polite in Canadian society and kind of just like, oh, this is so nice. I don't want to be ostentatious. I don't want to be loud and abrupt. No, this is sports. This is the one chance you get to cut loose and do that. So do it. Stop sitting there like a bump on the log and not doing nothing with your voice during the game. Help them, cheer them on, add to the energy, and help them. Because in some ways tonight, we might need it on the down low. I know in some ways, like, just remember what I said this morning, all right? Maybe everything will go smooth. I think it could be very much like some of the games where they've been very close, and we just had to manage the last 5 minutes with talent and the right people doing the right things, the right winning plays, and we come out in victory at the end. Because I could see this happening tonight. You know, they're a good team on the sly. It's just they've been hurt, the Pacers. Let's just put it that way. Kareem Thomas said, haha, new phone. Who dis? Okay, good. So you got a better phone so we can understand you on the Discord a little better? He's like, yeah, you'll do a mic check in the Discord later? All right, good. Good. Because when you were trying to talk to us at the game the other night, You sounded like you were underwater. Like you were, there's Kareem. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, Scuba Steve's here. I'm like, what's going on here? Scuba Steve. I want Detroit now. Oh, this man's ready to go against the number one team in the East already. Let's go to Regent Park and find a court scrimmage. You want to call Cade? Get Scotty to call his friend Cade. Hey, Cade, we'll meet you. Maybe they'll play Beat It, the song Beat It. And they'll show them coming out. And Scotty will be wearing a jacket with zippers on it. And they'll be like doing stuff like this. And they'll come into the pool hall. Kate just beat it. Beat it, beat it, beat it, beat it, beat it. Beat it, beat it, beat it. Whoa, sorry, I had to do some Eddie. Sorry, rest in peace, Eddie Van Halen. I love you. All right, let's keep going. Isaac Campbell's got me on blast. Yeah, yesterday I got cut off early. I did like an hour and a half. That was a special bonus secret bonus for the whole 12 of y'all that stuck with me after I got cut off. Y'all got to see stuff on my stream that did not last and is gone. Lost episode. But yeah, 35 minutes of yesterday's up. But yeah, there was actually another hour of the show that went on and people saw it. But it didn't take to YouTube and recording. So if you came to watch it later, there was bonus material people got yesterday that you will never, ever see again because YouTube lost it. So if you were here and you stuck with me, you got to hear some extra subscription footage right there. That's right. So yeah, thank you, Isaac, for being here. Subscription. I've got to do 2 classic cards because I got cut off yesterday. So Slugged Easy, if you are here, I will be doing 2 cards at some point. So yeah, let's see what else we got in the chat with you guys this morning. Trevor J saying everyone's you have to give Masai his flowers for building this team. I love that. And that's true. That's true. I mean, it's a part in Masai, but they were always kind of making it cloudy as to who is what to what. And that's why it's a duo. That's why it's like this is a pair that works together and should in some ways be acknowledged that way to a degree. I don't want to suss out who's what and what is what, but in some ways, this is the thing. I will say this. The biggest thing that Masai did separate from Bobby, that's absolutely true, is he built the culture. He built the culture. He built the winning culture. He built the feel of this team. He built the prestige. He built the self-respect for our team. He built all that himself. Bobby did the work in the GM office. He did the calls. He did the wheeling and dealing. He did the negotiating. But Masai was the final say. And Masai was also involved in the germination of the new ideas of what they should do and whether they should initiate which plan. So it's, we could try and figure out the roles of how they did different things. Bobby really was the leg man that did a lot of the GM work. And Masai was kind of just a leader, a captain at the ship, kind of holding the steering wheel and direction in which way we should go. So, I know a lot of people want to try and divvy up the kudos and the whoever deserves the deserved recognition and say that. But in some ways, it's hard to do. But definitely we should honor and always respect and love Masai for his contributions to the Raptors franchise. Definitely. And I love to see it. People have not forgotten about him. This is great. Cool Cat is here. Good morning, Raptor Free Crew. Good morning to you, Coach. Cool Cat, good to see you. Salute to you, Lex, from Seymour Pape out in Calgary. Good to see you, Seymour. Cool Cat saying, Lex, blessed gift is a scared of heights. You can do it, Lex. We're rooting for you. Yeah, this is going to be weird, man. I just don't want it because it's one of those new condos, right? And they have like floor to ceiling glass, like all the way around. It's crazy. In some ways, I've never lived in Condo City. The highest level I ever lived in a building was the 4th floor. And even that drove me nuts. I'm the kind of guy that does not like walking on the upper levels of the Eaton Center anywhere near the rails. Like if I can see down like that, I'm not happy. I'm not happy. And yeah, this will be a test. In some ways, this is like, Lex, you know what? The Raptors go through tests all the time with their opponents and games and referees like Kugat. And well, you just got your own life's tests. And well, your test today is to go 19 floors up and stay in a condo. Some people are saying, what are you talking about? That's easy. Yeah. Except for this guy. In some ways, I'm not a heights guy. Just never have been. It's crazy. Most saying this, Grady and Gillette did an event talking about team success, etc. That's awesome, man. Yeah, Grady, listen, this is just your nature of your position. You are a shooter, and there's going to be streaks. And in some ways, we know you're going to get out the streak, just like Walter did, and you're going to be fine. I don't want everybody to pile on Grady and be too all taking out the microscope and watching him right now. It's not fair. Just give him some breathing room and understand, look, we have like 17, 18 players on our team. And well, we got to allow everybody to have their ups and downs and hopefully more of the guys are having ups than downs. And the couple that are having downs from time to time, just treat them with grace and allow them the space to get it out of the mud and come back. Because that's what we need to do right now. In some ways it's like, look, the assignment for Grady is new and it's different. And in some ways he's achieving and succeeding, but in some ways he's not totally. And in some ways he's got to adjust and he'll figure it out. So don't worry, he's going to be all right, is what I'm saying right now. I love the partnership between Grady and Tracy McGrady with Gillette. That was cool. That was very cool. Fiercely saying this, good morning, fam, and happy game day. Glad we have a good showing on national TV against the Cavs, the Cadavers. Safe to say Scotty Barnes over Evan Mobley. That's right. Yeah, we said this on the stream, the special part of the stream that was secret that nobody saw. And we did talk about this. We went over the stats and compared Evan and Scott directly. And Scotty did have a better statistical game than Evan Mobley on Monday night. And, Darko after the game on Monday night was very effusively giving Scotty a lot of respect and credit for holding Evan Mobley down personally, because that was the one-on-one matchup on our defense. And the assignment for Scott that night was Evan Mobley. So, yeah, Scotty was playing him real tight and nothing too easy for him. And Evan's not been that sharp. There's been some really weird turnovers with him lately. And, Scotty bugged him. And that was awesome. Yeah, Fiercely saying this. For 2 weeks now, I keep seeing this GIF. Scotty Barnes owns your poverty franchise. Every Raptors post, even from NBA or in the US, people reposted like crazy. More exposure for Scott. Yeah, once again, I don't like the term poverty franchise. I feel like it's stupid. And in some ways, it's like it's just some sort of troll thing that somebody made up a few years ago. But yeah, I hate that term. But in some ways, it's like I don't like being a shitty winner. And I feel like a lot of these like posts that younger fans in the Raptors fan base are just unnecessary and dumb. Like Raptors at men started doing this crap like in the last couple of years, and I never really agreed with it because in some ways, look, this winning in this league is hard, and you don't want to mess with it. You don't want to get cocky. You don't want to put out bullshit that looks stupid just to be like dumb and meme ways. No, you want to keep the respect about holding winning down and keeping on going in a winning streak like the one we're on. And this is just unnecessary crap. Like, I don't need them to come out with these memes and throw them all over the place. Like, what if Evan Mobley sees that meme and he's like, the Raptors, and he's more motivated to beat us next time because they made that poverty franchise meme again. No, we don't need to give them locker room fodder, Raptors admin. Just let's gracefully win and like say, yeah, we won. We do a little celebration dance or whatever like that. But I don't want to egg on our opponents to have more gumption to play against us because we made some childish ass memes. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this stuff. I'm not a fan of this. Call me old generation, 50-year-old man. I'm just like, this is dumb. This is Bush League shit. And in some ways, it's unnecessary. And it's probably could cause more harm to us than actually fun from just enjoying a dumbass spam of a thing like that. In some ways, I get what your point is, and that's cool. And it's, people are respecting us and showing us more love down south. That's great. But to me, an old head, it's unnecessary and it could do more harm than good is what I look at it. That's the way I look at it. And that's where I look at a lot of stuff. Mugabe's here. Good to see Mugabe Leonard holding it down in the middle of the country for us in the province of Alberta. Grand Rising Raptor Freaks. This win is easy. Easy win. Pascal Mathurin can't beat the Raptor. I hope you're right. It could very well be you're exactly right. But I'm gauging the water. And the fact that the Pacers took the Pistons all the way to the 48 minutes on Monday night, a team that is winning like we are, it's kind of saying that, yeah, they're kind of rising up and they're trying harder. So we cannot take them lightly. I do not look at the Pacers the same as I do the Nets and the Hornets because they were in the finals last year. And the biggest problem with them so far this year has been injuries. So, this is not a team we should be saying this is an easy win, because they're still the Pacers, and we got a really bad ref crew tonight. Let's just put it that way. Halftime is best, Lex. Yeah, it's best for me too. I'm not going to be walking around in the arena during the game. I'm trying to watch it. But it depends on where you are. If you're nowhere near where we're sitting, I probably won't come see you. But if you're near your regular spot, because, sometimes when I try to come find you, I can't find you because you're in a different place than like where I usually see you. So if you're near where we're sitting and it's easy to find you and come see you, I'll come see you. But I also like kind of hanging out in the seats and not being milling around in all the crowds and stuff during halftime, and just watch the halftime show too. But we'll see, Mo. We'll see. It is kind of a special night for us, Adriana and I, to just kind of go out on a date night. But I will try and come by on halftime if we can. I will. Fiercely saying this, keeping this pace, I have a feeling Scotty and BI will be all-stars. Yeah, it's looking like that. And we should have 2 all-stars. I agree with that. BI is literally posted everywhere, even on NBA platforms and NBA on ESPN. Like Lex said, he was definitely a needle pusher. Yeah, and I love this, man. It really insults me when I see TSN or Sportsnet or media down south saying nobody could have predicted this was going to happen with the Raptors. That pisses me off. And in some ways, y'all don't need to be listening to me or understand what I'm saying. But, there is somebody out there that said that they saw all this happening and coming. And he said it a way long time ago. Actually, I said it last season while he wasn't playing yet. I said, when he comes in next year, he's absolutely going to needle push us up in the Eastern Conference. And it just feels rewarding to be like, I try to feel like I'm astute on basketball stuff. And, well, the effect of Brandon on our team is I was saying this. I said we get 3 players in the history of the Raptors that can do this offensively, and it's Vince, Kawhi, and Brandon. And people need to understand what you add when you have a weapon like Brandon Ingram on your team, and just how much he makes your offense way more like potent and powerful. And, I think people slept on that. I think because he'd been hurt. I bet some of the people were thinking, oh, Brandon's not going to be healthy for the Raptors. He probably won't play that much and all this bullshit. Knock on wood. Let's hope he stays as healthy as possible. That is the goal for him and us. But, yeah, I don't think that they wanted to add him into their brains as far as, well, we don't want the Raptors to be better. So let's no. Let's not even pay attention that Brandon's actually there and what he actually is and what he would actually add. No. But, it does. It makes me mad. Like, they go to Sportsnet Central, and this idiot who's the host comes out, well, the Raptors are doing so great. Who would have even predicted this happening? And then I'm just kind of like, you know what? Just because y'all just pay attention to hockey all the time and you don't really pay attention to the Raptors, even our own reporters up in here in Canada, there are people here in Canada that could have predicted this, and this guy's one of them. It's just insulting. At this point, it's like, who would have even thought? Well, Lex did, and he said it for like most of this year is what he said. That's right. He started saying it last season, and he said it all summer long too. Fiercely saying this, I'd rather these refs do us dirty tonight rather at the actual IST game that matters. Yeah, hoping for the best. Yeah, I'm just forgive me for not trusting the NBA, and forgive me for thinking that they like to write storylines, Luka Doncic. So, yeah, that's the game I'll be really watching, December the 9th, December the 10th, when we have to play in the knockout game, which is the game to get to Vegas to be in the Final Four. It depends on who we play. The matchup may be better. Like, it may be a team, we can beat them. But we got to watch and see who they pick for the refs, and we got to see if there's any funny stuff with the calls. Seriously, we're going to be watching y'all like a hawk. No more of this bullshit. We're astute fans up here in Canada. And if the referees are acting funny, we'll be able to tell Adam Silver, just so you know. That's right. Trevor J saying if it's 8-on-5 tonight, we'll still beat them. We don't care. I'm very confident like you with this too. But in some ways, like I said, this is why I do the ref report. This is why I handicap this part of the game and see this is where our odds are with this. And well, this is a bad ref crew right now. And there is this very much a setup for ref manipulation tonight, guys. So watch Courtney and Murat very, very closely tonight. Seriously, watch them. And you'll see if I'm right. Ref report's usually undefeated. Shaq Lindsay saying, I want to see Dick bombing threes. Me too. Good morning, Shaq Lindsay. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you, Fiercey also. Yeah, I love Grady to get it going again. I mean, if there's a yin to the yang, well, we want to see, instead of an 0-4 game, we want to see a 4-for-4 game, Grady. And maybe you can have a game that mirrors kind of what Jacoby did on Sunday against the Nets, where you get like most of your 3-pointers to drop. One of the problems is right now, bro, you come as advertised as a dude that makes threes. And in some ways, you're getting really good looks, Grady, in the last week, and you're not executing. In some ways, you're the type of shooter that a 3-point shot should be like a layup. That's what I'm saying. So get it out of your head, get back to your techniques, get back to what Carmen taught you, and you're going to be fine. I believe in you. It's just we gotta get you back on track, because not just to help the team, but to help yourself is what I'm saying right now. That's right. That's right. Jimmy Pope is in the house. Good morning, Pope of Positivity. Shaq is saying Dick needs to work on his release. I just find that he's chucking it. I'm guessing he's saying chuck it. You watch your language there, Shaq Lindsay. Phrasing is what I'm saying right now. Dick needs to work on his release, really. As I drink orange tea. Drinking my tea. Raptors are 7th on the ESPN power rankings. Yeah. Lex is a living meme. Drink my tea. That's right. It's about 4:20. Is that what time it is right now? I love it. I better get my stuff. I don't know. They got a thing here right now that as much as I would, look at this, man. No, Mutombo. No. Yeah, I don't. It's not 4:20 for me in here yet, but it'll be outside maybe after the show, but not here right now. All right, where was that comment? Let me see. All right, it's about 4:20. I love it. I love the name because I'm all about it too. Yeah, I'm really curious about how this team stacks up against the top teams in the West. Yeah, we got a Western schedule at the beginning of the year. We weren't ready. They threw that Texas two-step and then the Rockets at home against us, and we didn't fare well against the Western Conference to start the season. We've been playing mostly Eastern Conference, and yeah, as ESPN said, we've been playing Charlotte and Washington, whatever. It's still the NBA, and we still got this record. And to be honest, a lot of these teams that have good records right now have been playing pushover teams also. So you can't just pick and choose Zach Cram to put down the Raptors for having a weak schedule, because there's other teams that have really good records right now. Even the Pistons had some cream puff games. So just trust me on this. So it's like it goes to everybody with their bullshit and slighting us. But yeah, I want to see us play more Western teams too. And in December, we'll get that. I believe we're going to see the Lakers very early in December, and we'll see some more Western teams like Portland very early in December also. So we'll see that. We get 3 more games in the East, and then we're going to get some Western games in December right away. So yeah, Indiana today, Charlotte on Saturday, and then right to the Knicks on Sunday on a back-to-back, going on the road, traveling from here playing Charlotte to go to – oh, wait, no, we're traveling from Charlotte to New York because the game is in Charlotte on Saturday. So it's a road trip from Charlotte to New York. So yeah, good to see it's about 4:20. And thank you for the subscription. Seymour saying this, expect a close game unless the refs give up by halftime, laugh out loud, 8-5. It's been since birth, 8 versus 5. It's been since birth, 95. I don't know. There's times they go back and forth. But for the most part, you're right. For the most part, NBA referees have not been trying to help the Raptors for a long, long time. Yeah, we need that backup 5 for the West. That's probably true. There's more and more places I'm seeing Day'Ron Sharpe's name around the Raptors. Some people are putting him in the trade machine and trying to figure out how to get him here. We'll just see how Bobby does it. Once again, he's got options. He's got an open roster spot, and there's a lot of different ways he could do this. We'll have to see when he makes his move. But he's not in no hurry right now, apparently. He's not in no hurry. That's right. Let's see. Seymour saying, I smell Bobby's cooking up something. Well, I mean, Yak is healthy, knock on wood, and Sandra's playing excellent. But the need is there. I do believe you guys are right. The need is there just for insurance, just in case. Kareem Thomas is saying Bobby just waiting for the right second to pounce on a deal for a center. We'll just have to see. I don't even know if it has to do with the right second. I think it has to do with deadlines with the salary cap and the apron. And if he can ride a certain amount of time without filling that last roster spot with salary, maybe he's coasting getting under some money stuff. And that's part of the reason why he's doing this. This is an economic management. And that's why there's been an open roster spot on the Raptors since training camp. So I think there's something like that. Fiercely saying, Lex, I was afraid of heights and beat my fear by climbing a 240-foot tower at a shell refinery in Montreal East. But I was way younger. Meditation can help you as well. In some ways, I'm going to trick my mind. It's not meditation. It's hypnosis. I'm going to just lie to myself. In some ways, this is a technique that I've used to quit smoking. If you lie to yourself or something like that, you can trick your mind. You can have very powerful things happen in the way you want to do things. So in some ways, I'm not going to the 19th floor. I'm going to the first floor. And there's I'm fine. I'm just lying to myself is what I'm going to do. Shaq saying the LA Clippers are a mess. Just a couple of years ago, they were glazing over the Clippers, saying that they have a great owner and their roster is stacked. Laugh out loud. I love karma. I love things working out, for people that try and shortcut and break the rules. Steve Ballmer. Yeah, I love this kind of stuff. Kawhi Leonard making a decision with your uncle and doing all kinds of shady shit. And, well, look at what happened. Y'all traded future MVP, the best player in the league right now, the best Canadian player ever for Paul George. And, well, you just get what you get. You get what you get. You get the health of Leonard for the last 6 years. You get the losing. You get nowhere. You spend a lot of money and you yell and whoa, do all that kind of shit. And you have that life, Steve Ballmer. No shortcuts in the NBA. You better do it right. And you want to try and buy shit and just pay for it? Well, you get a faulty product. In fact, you got a defective product with the Clippers, and you might want to return it. You spent so much money on it, aspirations of winning, aspirations of aspiration, and some shady ass deals. And the basketball gods that Alvin Williams talks about working it all out. That's right. That's right. Oh, you didn't deserve that foul. Well, all of a sudden that foul's rimming out and is not making it. Yeah, basketball gods. And on big, huge level, working in ways for the Clippers. Oh, yeah, that's why it happens that way. That's right. You can't shortcut this league. I'm sorry, you cannot. That's right. Seymour saying, Fiercely, if you ever come west, hit me up. I got a Morant jersey for you. There you go. Just like I got a Keon Clark jersey for you, Seymour Paper. If you ever come east, you get that Raptor purple front black back Keon Clark, number 7. Yeah, if you want it, you get it. But yeah, he's got a Morant jersey. We're trying to lure people across the country with jerseys. That's what we're doing here. That's right. As long as they're all of age. No, I'm just kidding. That's a horrible joke, Lex. That's a horrible joke. Let's see. Smooth Brown Man saying Coloco officially waived or washed. I thought that looked like the word washed. If Coloco officially waived, okay, that's better than washed. Maybe he is washed too. I don't know. Good to see you, Reggie, our Raptor Freak Trivia champion. That's right. Cocoa Puffs got waived. Too bad. Too bad. So sad. Don't get mad. Be glad. It happened. How about that? Fiercely saying cockiness isn't good. Tyrese Halliburton learned his lesson with the choke celly. Yeah. It's whatever. In some ways, it's like Trevor's words of wisdom. You put the energy out, you get the energy back. So let's put out good energy, Dylan Brooks. I watched a bit of that Dylan Brooks game, Phoenix versus Houston the other night. And, man, was that a crazy game with all kinds of intensity. Brooks playing against his former team. And that even at one point, Emadoka kind of bumped him with his shoulder after he checked Steven Adams and put him on the floor. Wow. Dylan Brooks managed to put Steven Adams on the floor. He's a strong guy. And then, the whole interaction between the Rockets and Dylan Brooks on that game was hilarious. And Dylan, after the game, I love Dylan Brooks, man. He's just awesome, our villain Dylan. He's talking about how the refs let them play like FIBA. Oh, man, it's so good. All right, let's keep going. Let's see. Seymour saying, Cabaco Coloco. Just a whole lot of oh-nos. Uh-oh-nos. Coca, way down in Coco Loco, Aruba, Bahamas, Tahiti, your mamas. Yeah, going to those places because you're not in the league at this point. Coco Loco. You take it fast and then you take it slow because that's where you gotta go. Cancun is where you're going, yo. 261 for Seymour Pape on the Kokomo inspiration. That's right. Let's see. Trevor J saying you have to embrace your fears, Lex. Oh my gosh. And come face to face with your fears. I'm gonna be in the elevator if it's glass, and I'll have my face right up against the glass, looking out, and I'll be freaking out. Adrian will be holding my hand. It's okay, and I'll be like, no, Trevor, man, you're not a nice Joe Rogan. He's like, you have to face your fears, fear factor. Yeah, we're gonna put you in this elevator. I don't like going up those elevators and feeling all those, like going up the CN Tower. Ooh. No, like where my ears pop and I'm going on an elevator, that's not supposed to happen where your ears pop in an elevator. No, that's a sign you're going too many altitudes. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm seeing. Yeah. Trouble your soul. God didn't give you a spirit of fear, but a spirit of strong mind and body. Well, this is, I guess, I like this one. This is something that I was saying to myself for a lot of my life now. It's like the feeling of fear is actually the feeling of courage. Because when you have fear, that's when courage is supposed to happen. So I like looking at it that way. Don't look at it as a feeling of fear. This is feeling of courage. When you have those scared feelings or fear, just take it as that. Take it as that. So that's kind of the way I look at it in some ways. Look, I'm gonna do this, guys, and you'll see it. I'll be triumphant, and maybe you'll even see the crazy view when I do the show tomorrow morning. But oh my gosh, I have to gear up mentally for this. Let's just say that. Just like a prize fighter has to get ready for a fight, Lex is getting geared up for this facing of his fear. That's right. Big respect to the Barbarian and Mang, the faces of fear. That's right. Shaq Lindsay saying this, Cocoa Puffs could have been further along, but he didn't want to go to the G League and put in his work. I don't know. He seemed like he was on South Bay Lakers a lot in the last 2 years. I don't know. I didn't pay attention to him that closely, so I don't know for sure. But it seemed like he was, right? It seemed like it. Let's see. All right, let's see. Jimmy Pope saying this. If you're a mod and delete my message, tell me why, and not just quietly delete a message. Did you have a message earlier and it deleted? All right. You know what? I would say this. It says message retracted. It doesn't say somebody modded you. Now, Jimmy, if you write a key word in that is not allowed on this channel, it might auto mod you. And it's not a mod that did it. It's that I have certain words that are not allowed to be said. A lot of political words are not coming through in the chat. And there's specific names of people, political wise, that are being modded like that. If you used a certain word, especially if you used a C word or a T word, those are also not allowed in the channel. And the C word rhymes with apparel that a woman carries their money in. Yeah, don't say that word. I don't like that word at all in my life. I don't even like to hear it in conversation. Anybody who uses the C word with the carry bag that women wear and carry in life, don't say that word around me. I hate that word. I hate that word with a passion. Now, the other word is the T word, and it's the one that's associated with Aaron Baines and the one that we don't like to talk about on this channel. So it's very likely that you wrote a word that the channel's automatically deleting the comment. And it's not one of the moderators here that did it, is what it's likely. So try and write the comment without the controversial word and see if it happens. Because it may very well be that you wrote somebody's proper name or one of those two words that I just described. And that's why it did it. Smooth saying this, Koloko looks really, really bad, though. It doesn't look like he belongs on the NBA roster. Well, if he's not doing the work, he's not putting in the time, well, you got to do that to be in the NBA. No more lazy guys in the NBA. The NBA is a try hard, play hard league. And anybody who's lazy and is not making things happen and getting better as a player, you're done. You're done. You ain't got no place in the league at this point because the league is that competitive and that tough. There's so many talented players now. You can't just be talented and be like, I'm talented, I can just play in the NBA. No, you better be trying too, because there ain't gonna be no place for nobody anymore in this league just to be talented and hang around and be like, I'm so good at basketball, I could just be here. No more of those. Maybe in the 2010s there were still some guys like that. Some of them are still hanging around, but it's not gonna be like that anymore. You got to be hardworking and talented in the new NBA. That's right. Kareem saying this, I hate the fact that Ted Rogers is sitting on his ass smiling, thinking he made a great move firing Masai, kind of like a Donald when he took office after Obama administration. See, he's dancing around it. Masai laid out the bricks. Listen, don't give power to Rogers on this. You're giving power to him with your perspective. There's no reason to do this, honestly. I'll break it down and tell you why. I don't think Ed Rogers, if he is smiling, good for him. Bless him. Bless Ed Rogers III. How about that? I said that. I usually give him a 2-finger salute, but I'm going to say that if he's smiling, that's great. He may be smiling because of all kinds of jackass reasons, but I don't know if he's smiling about Masai. He's not popular for that. And in some ways, you know, I don't think it's actually that he feels like he got anything done. Like it's like that. I don't know how he feels exactly about it. I don't care. In some ways, I don't even think about Ed Rogers in that way. More likely to think about Masai in good, glowing ways and think about, well, Masai, he created this. And that's why I tout him as the culture setter, the Rhett Auerbach of the Toronto Raptors, the person who got us out of the mud and is sustaining now. He's gone, and we still have this excellence in this way of how we do things, and it's staying beyond him. So I don't care. Ed Rogers will have his own legacy in different ways, in different places. And in some ways, he's already fucked because he is a spoon-fed, silver spoons guy who had everything handed to him, and he didn't work for a damn thing in his life. He can make up all the things in his head about, oh, no, I worked hard, Raptors freak. I did this, and I did that, and I did this. Bullshit, motherfucker. You had everything handed to you, and you fucking just sat in that spot. And you can lie to yourself every night that you think you're some sort of brilliant man and businessman and all this shit. No, you're a sociopath that cut corners to cut people out for money with all kinds of different job droppings and raising prices and hurting everyday people. And your father probably wouldn't be impressed with you, Ed Rogers III. Ted Rogers II, he would probably be like, you're an asshole and you are not my son with the way you're running my company. Because I was a philanthropist and I cared about my employees and I did things totally different than you. And you're a disgrace, Ed Rogers III. So I don't know. We can look at it in all kinds of different ways. That's the way I look at it, Kareem. I just remind myself every day that that's who Ed Rogers III is. And I remind myself every day who Masai Ujiri is. And it's a very different kind of thing. That's right. Now, this thing with like Donald and Obama, whatever, it's not like Donald beat Obama either. Obama beats Donald every single time. Trust me. James is saying Ingram is a top 10 isolation player in the league right now. He's not even a top 10, man. He's a top 3. Top 3, I say in this book. Maybe top 5, maybe top 3. Somewhere there. I don't even say top 10. James, good morning to you. Good to see you, man. Yeah, Seymour's saying, Jimmy, who deleted your message? I think it was the auto mod because it would say a moderator took that out, and it says message retracted. If that happens, it could very be the automatic thing I set up on YouTube to screen certain words. And Jimmy may have just wrote one word that just was off, that caught it, and it deleted the comment. It's not anybody who did it. It's not one of y'all wrench guys. It's not you, Seymour. It's not Monique. It's not Trevor. It's the auto mod is what doing it. Yeah. Let's see. Let's go. Let's see. Good morning, Lex and Rap Free Crew from Kaz. Good morning to you, Sheriff. Good morning. Good morning, guys. Trevor's saying someone was talking crazy last night on podcast named that I should not mention. Oh, he who shall not be named. Yeah, I heard he's coming after Brandon now all of a sudden. What a goof, man. What a goof. If you like this guy, who the is this guy? And why does anybody listen to this idiot's channel at this point? Like he has a pattern. We've seen it. Go after whoever is not Scott, who's prominent on the Raptors. And well, this dude's going after Brandon now all of a sudden. It just shows his low class. And that he's absolutely a weirdo. Like, seriously, how the hell can you come after Brandon after he scored 37 points on Monday? Oh, it's too much. He's overshadowing Scotty, so I hate him. He who shan't be named. Little boohoo face. Idiot. He's such an idiot, man. He's such an idiot. Yeah, he said Ingram is not the right player for us because he's not playing the Raptor style. That's an absolute – this just shows how much of a casual and an idiot he is. He did play the Raptor style. All right, this is for Robert Pencer, a.k.a. Misovich, whatever your fucking name is, you piece of shit. All right, listen to the Raptors Freak for a second, Robert. I'll give you a little lesson on basketball since you don't fucking know basketball, even though it's half the name of your YouTube channel. The system that Darko plays is very much what they did on Monday night. But what happened was, you idiot, if you knew basketball, is that the Cavs decided not to double Brandon Ingram. So in the protocol and this play style that they're playing right now, there is a hierarchy of decisions to be made according to how the defense is playing them. So I'll just go ahead and baby step you through this, Robert Pencer, you dumbass who doesn't know jack shit about basketball. If they don't come with the double, Brandon's supposed to shoot, you dumbass. If they come with a double, he's supposed to pass. And that's his rules. They didn't come with a double. They tried to play him straight up, and he made them pay with 37 points. Listen, did he labor on that? Did he force shots? No, he did not. All 30 of his shots on Monday came naturally through the flow of the game, and he did not play selfishly. He did not take shots from Scott. Oh, boo-hoo, Panzer. He took shots from Scott. Bullshit, he did not. In fact, he gave Scott a lob, and he made a little layup. He's so selfish. He's so selfish. He shot so much. He's not played in the system. He actually literally gave Scott a beautiful transition layup to just put the ball on the hoop. Robert, stop talking about basketball, because honestly, it seems like you don't know jack shit about it. If this is your take on Brandon Ingram the coach said it after the game. Are you not watching the post-game interviews? Brandon was so good tonight, playing in our system and getting his points. He didn't do anything out of the ordinary. And the symbol of it that, Brandon is not doing anything wrong is he shot exactly 50%. If he was a ball hog and he was shooting way more than he was supposed to, his percentage would be like way lower. So there's nothing he did wrong. In fact, Robert, you dumbass piece of shit, he actually did one of the most amazing things because he had a high volume game on good efficiency. And that's not what Donovan Mitchell did. You want to go talk about a player that's not good for a team system? Donovan Mitchell, there's your guy. So I don't know. Robert, you lose so much credibility with me. If you can't understand that Brandon Ingram, even though he got 37 points on Monday night, he exactly played in the Darko system. He's saying that he didn't play in the system? He's not the right player for us because he didn't play in the system. No, you know what this is? Read between the lines, Raptors freaks. Robert Panzer does not want the Raptors to be successful because if they're shitty, Scotty's more likely to get traded to another team, his favorite player, and he can root for him somewhere else, and he will leave Raptors Nation as soon as Scotty leaves our team, guys. Just so y'all know, Panzer's like that. He only cares about Scott. Obviously, he didn't give a shit about Fred, Pascal, Dennis, all these names in the last few years. See the pattern, people that watch his dumbass channel. And now he's coming after Brandon. Brandon is a ticket to the next Larry O'Brien for us. And maybe Panzer can smell that out. And he's like, no, Scotty wins a championship in Toronto. He's not going to go to the Lakers. Oh, you fucking piece of shit, Robert. So see through everything and see exactly what I see. That motherfucker does not want team success for the Raptors. He wants individual success for Barnes. And if the team success comes for the Raptors, that's getting in the way from what he actually ultimately wants. Because Robert does not a Raptors fan. Let me just put it that way, guys. And if you're a Raptors fan watching Panzer basketball, watch with your eyes wide open. You'll see. And you can watch my channel for the contrast. And you'll see exactly what the difference is with what our passions are for what we want for this team. Yeah, right there. What an idiot. He can't see this. He did exactly the system. It's just the Plinko chip on the Price is Right board fell in his slot every time they did not decide to double him. And the poison they picked was Brandon's poison in that game, as Darko put it. That's right. Boom goes the dynamite. I'm not dropping the mic because it's expensive, but there's your mic drop. Piece of shit, Robert Misovich, you motherfucker. That's right. Let's keep going. Kareem saying this. It's cool that last year's Defensive Player of the Year, hang on, it jumped ahead. I want to make sure I don't miss this comment. Faced off against this year's Defensive Player of the Year and absolutely got annihilated on Peacock. I love this. What are you, a Nostradamus like me, Kareem Thomas? Are you saying that Scotty's going to be the Defensive Player of the Year by the end of the year? It could happen. Could very much happen. The NBA won't do that, though. I'll bet you they won't. He's going to have a defensive team first. So let's get him on the all-defensive first team, and then let's see. If he gets Defensive Player of the Year, I'll be so happy for him because I know he very much wants that. He very much does. But usually the pattern with the NBA is weird. They don't want to give the straight-up DPOY to a new guy. He's going to have to get an appearance on the first team, defensive team, probably before he'll actually get the big award. So they'll do something like they'll give it a Dort or something like that, So we'll see. We'll see how it works. I hope you're right. I want him to get it. Don't get it twisted. But I'm trying to be realistic about the pattern with the NBA and how they do their awards. So, yeah, I would love that to happen. Seriously. Especially because Evan already got one. Scotty needs one too. Obviously. Yeah. James has seen that too. Talking about Panzer and his bullshit. Yeah. Seymour's saying whoever said that has a very low IQ. It was Robert. It was Robert Panzer, guys, who said that shit about Brandon. How the fuck do you come at Brandon like that? Like, how does his subscriptions not drop? It's immediately that he comes after another franchise huge player like a Vince, like a Kawhi, being on our team, showing power, showing like we are winning and we're badasses, and most Raptor fans are happy. But this miserable piece of shit who leaves porn on his screen while he's doing his live stream is pissed off and upset about this. Like, seriously, what is this guy? Seriously, who is this guy? What is this life he's living right now? Seriously, why is he such a tortured soul? Oh, because the Raptors are winning. That's why he's tortured. Oh my gosh. It's like the exact opposite of all the real Raptors fans and how they're feeling right now. Cream saying Panzer hates the fact. See, his name is actually out of here. And that, if you wrote his name, Jimmy, that's why you got retracted, because we don't allow his name in here. He hates the fact that there's other players on this team not named Scotty. It's sickening that he would put down other players in the midst of winning. Yeah, it just shows exactly who he is. In some ways, anyway, this has been the section of the show where we're going to talk about this idiot, and now we're going to move on. Because in some ways, I've already said what I have to say to that piece of shit. That's right. Seymour's saying this. Elite shooting from BI, IQ, and Scotty leaves lanes open for RJ too. It's over for the competition. Yeah. I mean, we have a diverse offense. And with RJ in the fold, when he's healthy, it's really diverse and it's badass and it fits real nice. I don't know what people were saying when they thought this team wouldn't fit. They're crazy. They're crazy. In some ways, it has to do with personality and whether you're willing to make sacrifices for the team is whether it fits or not. And while these guys are all doing that, they're very much into it too. Yeah, Nins is here. Good morning to Nins. Lex. Morning, Lex. Only asking because you just mentioned it. What's your favorite strain? My favorite strain? I don't know. I mean, I got some here. Let me see. This is what I've been getting lately and this is crazy because the guy at the store told me this is not even important anymore. I've been buying a lot of Jean-Guy, Gene Guy, and that's what this is right here. But apparently the original strain of Jean-Guy originates from BC, and it's like very, very rare. And there's a lot of copycat, not exactly Jean-Guy getting sold legally at the cannabis stores that is not actually the real Jean-Guy. But that's my little lesson there. I just learned it from a cannabis store guy a couple weeks ago. But yeah, that's been my go-to the last few years as a straight sativa, because I only smoke sativa. I don't smoke hybrid or indica. And as long as it's a sativa, I'll be smoking it. Yeah, I've got a few different types right now. I usually buy like 5 or 6 different straight sativas when I go. And, I have them pre-rolled because I just don't like messing around. So, yeah, let's see. OX91. That's the one right there, Seymour. Okay. Smooth saying, why would the Nets trade Sharp, though? They're rebuilding. Guys like him are important for a situation like that. Well, I can tell you why, Smooth. They have really good bigs on that team already. And in some ways, Sharp is expendable. And, when you're doing a rebuild, shuffling young talent for more young talent, because, look, we have attractive young talent on our team. And in some ways, we could trade Oshai to their team. And look at what Oshai would add to their team in different ways than what they've already got. So, if we did an Oshai for Day'Ron trade, it would probably help both teams in certain ways. So it's really like depth at different positions. And the Nets have a good depth at the 5 and the 4 with Clowney and Claxton around. And in some ways, Sharp could be traded for a really extra better wing. And the crazy thing is if Oshai was a net, he'd be playing with Jalen Wilson of Kansas. And, that would be interesting right there. I don't know. I'm not trying to trade Oshai to the Nets. But if I'm using trade examples, I'm going to bring his name up first because that makes the most sense. So, yeah, don't be surprised if they do this because in some ways, it's not like Day'Ron Sharp is absolutely a foundational building block for a franchise. You can shuffle up the bit players and the role players are on your team according to your depth and what you need. So that's what I say there, right there. Yeah, Smooth saying this. Clippers are hot garbage right now. Yeah. Yeah, they get what they get. That's what I'm saying. Seymour saying Sharp and Cam Thomas, I thought was their future, and adding Porter too. I don't see Sharp coming to Brooklyn will ask for too much. No, I don't think that Sharp is as valued as you guys think. He's not Claxton and Clowney. Like, look, if you went to Sean Marks and you asked him who could you trade of your bigs, he'd probably say Day'Ron before the other 2 guys, right? He's not trying to trade Claxton. Claxton is part of their plans, and Clowney is too. So you got to look at that way. Let's not be negative ninnies about this, guys. Let's allow for the possibility of this to happen. And I see a possibility for this could happen. Seriously, the Nets are just kind of nowhere. And in some ways, you guys are saying, oh, they're coveting Day'Ron Sharp. They will not trade him. That's bullshit. They'll trade Day'Ron Sharp, guys. They will trade him. He's not Claxton or Clowney. Those guys are the guys they're keeping. Let's just put it that way. That's what I say right there. Yeah, let's see. Ninja's saying, and Cam Thomas, they'll trade him in a heartbeat too, guys. Don't get it twisted. Ninja's saying, as long as they're overaged. Yeah, that's bad. Yeah, the whole thing about the jerseys. Yeah, what the hell? Why'd you say that, Lex? People are trying to entice people across the country with jerseys. That's messed up. Don't do that. Don't do that. Stop doing that, Seymour, with your John Morant. Sergeant Wayne's here. Good morning, Sergeant Wayne. Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Game day. Great to see you evolve on the topic of likelihood of Raptors having 2 All-Stars. You always opine that the league wouldn't allow it. Don't know if it's happening. The only reason why all right, look, it's really just I'm trying to think about it realistically. I think that Raptors fans get so in a frenzy about speculating about our All-Stars every year. Like some of them are unrealistic. Some of them say, we're going to have 3 All-Stars this year. I'm like, no, we're not. They won't give us 3. They've never given us 3. They've given us 2 a couple times in our history, but they've never given us 3. And when they've given us 2, it's because we're at the top of the Eastern Conference. So that's really what it is. If we're not in the playoffs and we're a bottom feeding team, we're lucky we get Scotty as a replacement All-Star, right? So we're the top of the league. We should get 2. Like if we're sitting where we're sitting right now, we should get 2 All-Stars this year, and they should be Scotty and Brandon. Yeah. And it's not that I'm changing. It's the Raptors are at the top of the conference. So there's more of a case for us to say this where we're sitting with our record in the standings right now. I'm not going to say the Raptors should get 2 All-Stars if we're a 500 team, because that won't happen. That's why I said that way, Wayne. Yeah, salute to the sergeant. That's right. We say good morning to the sergeant in arms, Mr. Wayne Strainer. That's right. Cool Cat saying, I hope the Pacers pick up Koloko. They need a center badly. Man, he has the wrong agent to build his career. Clutch has not been totally good to Koloko. That is actually a good fit. I like it too, because Koloko and Siakam, they have time. And they're there's a bond there. I think. I would hope there's a bond. But yeah, and he could be helpful to the Pacers. Just don't sign him today. sign him tomorrow after tonight. How about that? I'll be okay with that. Seymour saying the Pacers cut Monte Morris, so they have an open roster spot. Well, maybe that is the move they're making. We'll have to see. Alex Len's still around? I think he's somewhere. Yeah. Yeah. Why? You going to get Alex Len on the Raptors? No. Come on, man. We don't want to revisit the past unless it's Kem Birch or Serge Ibaka. Then I'll be like, yeah, we can bring those guys in, but not Alex Len. No, what's next? You guys talk about old Aaron Baines? Come on now. What are you doing? Cool Cat is saying this. The current players on the Raptors are all from Masai's tenure. He left the team with a winning roster. He's responsible for the current record. They're a partnership. Let's just put it that way. I mean, I get it, and I agree with you. The Brandon trade was definitely Masai involved, and in some ways, it's kind of cool because before Masai was dismissed by Ed Rogers this summer, Masai made that last Kawhi big, huge move, and that was the Brandon move at the trade deadline. When he made that ballsy move to trade for Leonard with DeMar and Jakob going to San Antonio, that was such a huge roll of the dice, and it really paid off. In some ways, I called the Kawhi trade a finishing move, like in Mortal Kombat. It's like Masai has little transactions and free agencies and things and draft picks, but there's big, huge moves, like a finishing move in a fighting video game. And the Kawhi deal is like that, and Brandon deal was like that too. It was his last finishing move before he knew he was gone. And it's really amazing. It's amazing because in some ways, the scale of what Brandon will do for our team is different than Kawhi because there's an investment in him for multi-years. And, Kawhi can leave us run high and dry after one season, one championship. But the gift of Brandon, God willing, healthy, will keep giving for multi-years. And this is the difference between the first championship and the second championship we're going to get in the next 3 years is that, Brandon is not going to run out on us. He's locked in with a multi-year, and he likes it here a lot. His dad likes it here a lot. He told me himself. And expect Brandon to embrace the love and want to be a Raptor for a while. Let's just say that. Now, the crazy thing is the NBA may be like what they saw with Kawhi. Because really what happened is similar. The Raptors won a lot, and they were very overpowering and a very dangerous team with a weapon like Leonard or Ingram on our team. There could be subterfuge. There could be some sort of weird finagling or some sort of bullshit. I don't totally trust that Uncle Dennis and Kawhi made their decisions solely on their own to go to LA. I feel like Adam Silver was pushing them there in that direction because in some ways the marketing team for the NBA doesn't necessarily want to see the Raptors as one of the top teams in the whole entire league. Now, are there nefarious forces going to analyze our current situation and try and pull us apart? Yeah. And we need to be ready for that. And that's why we need, I said Masai, Bobby, with the spirit of Masai, to be steadfast with his plan and shore it up. And, as long as he's got things going good, having a coach like Darko, who's very intense, there every day, as Brandon said, he said one of the things he loves the most about being on the Raptors is his coach is yelling at us and running around every day with his energy. And it's like he's present every day. And I like that. That keeps guys locked in and on the same page. Nobody becomes kind of like wandering their eyes and saying, well, is the grass greener over this team instead of here for this reason? No, these are all kinds of things we got to watch out for in the next couple of years, because this success is going to bring this kind of energy from the league, is what I'm saying. So Bobby's got to be smart, and the players have to be bought in and loyal to our franchise. And I think we can get this. We've got it in a good place right now that we can hold off a lot of these kind of forces trying to pull apart our team, like we happened to us in 2020 after we won the championship. So yeah, this is important. We got to watch out. And some of the places they'll probably, like they're already doing, come and say RJ needs to leave, RJ needs to leave, RJ needs to leave, because they'll try and pull it apart. Trust me, they'll try and pull it apart. Let's see. Chuck Lindsay saying the Leafs are talking about blowing it up. What? I have no idea. They don't even exist in my world. I don't think I've watched a Maple Leaf game since I worked at the arena, and that's like 20 years ago. I don't watch them. I don't watch them on TV. I don't watch them in the playoffs. I don't watch Sportsnet or Sports Center or anything. I don't see their highlights. I don't have any idea what's going on in the Leafs. I could not name more than 2 Leafs on the team. I think they got Austin Matthews. They don't have Marner anymore, right? I don't know another Leaf, guys. Isn't that crazy? Some people would be like, well, Raptors Freak's capacity in his brain is all taken up with Raptors stuff. And I don't know everything about the Raptors, but I can only name you one Leaf, Austin Matthews. That's it. I don't know any of the other Leafs names right now. I could not, for the life of me, try and save my life by telling you what other Leaf is on there. Wait a second. Maybe I got another one. No, I don't. I'm sorry. I can't think of another Leafs name. All right, let's keep going. Sometimes that may be a fun game. Like maybe we should play like Leaf trivia to show how much Lex doesn't know about the Leafs. That could be a fun little bizarro game. Leaf trivia with the Raptors Freak. Let's test Lex on his Leaf trivia and just see how bad I am. It's kind of funny. That could be a fun segment, right? Maybe we don't want to do Leaf content on here. That may be what it is. G saying this on another podcast that a YouTuber said he would rather Ingram take a 3 while defended than RJ an open 3. Now he's mad that Ingram is scoring. My goodness. This is the same guy we've already talked about. And in some ways, I already said what I have to. That sounds crazy. What you just said right there sounds stupid as fuck. And well, there you go. You just listen to people when they talk to you. They'll tell you exactly who they are. G saying, Scotty said, give Ingram the ball and get out of the way. Yeah. I'm Robert, are you following your all leader, your God, the man that you worship? Are you following his words? Are you listening to him? Like he says he's incredible. He loves playing with him. And he said, give him the ball and get the hell out of his way. Robert, you're a horrible disciple of Scott Wayne Barnes. You don't even listen to your leader and follow what he says. Oh my gosh. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Horrible. Cool Cat saying that nameless person is not a Raptors fan. He'll vilify any Raptors player that is doing well that he thinks may overshadow Barnes. The agenda is chaos for everyone else except for Scotty. Exactly. And we named this 3 years ago. We've been saying this all along. I am the antithesis to this guy. I'm Batman and he's Joker in the Raptors media world. That's right. In the YouTubers world, Lex is that side and Robert is the other side. And well, he may have more subscriptions than me, but he's putting himself out there harder than I am. I'm not trying. People that find me genuinely. I'm not posting my shit anywhere. If you found me on YouTube, you found me through search, or maybe somebody told you about me. But either way, I appreciate y'all subscriptions. And I'm like, look, man, the place in my heart for the Raptors is very real. I don't know what's in his heart. I really don't. It's really weird, man. What are your motives, bro? What are you trying to do with your life? Why do you do this channel? Who are you working for? Are you a shadow worker for somebody else who's financing you to do your dumbass little show, Penn State basketball? Seriously, who is it? Who's doing this for you? Why are you doing this? You seem so miserable. Like, I love doing my show. I've done it every morning for 1,500 days in a row. I love doing this. I love coming up in the morning and talking Raptors every day with people like I do on this channel. What are you doing? You seem miserable, man. You look like you're crying for half the day with your all mealy back and like your little sunken hat and like, I mean, I don't watch him. I just see like little screen grabs of him in different places around social media. And he looks like he's depressed. He looks like he's angry at the world. He looks like he's shady as fuck is what he looks like to me. That's right. That's what it looks like. Yeah, let's keep going. Yeah, you can't beat on authenticity, Robert. And this guy's got 100% of it right here. And what you see is what you get with Lex, motherfucker. Yeah, you're a deceitful little shit. I can tell. That's right. That's right. Blackhawks just checked in. Good to see him. Randolph's here. Good to see Randolph also. Beloved Raptor Freak family. Blessings. Conspiracy is real and dangerous in the same way that sowing discord is. All messengers cannot be trusted. And this has come very true in the recent revealing on X of the origins of a lot of accounts on X. Like, it's crazy. The Homeland Security account for the United States originates from Israel. Well, that makes sense. Okay, all these MAGA accounts, Thailand, Nigeria, Russia, China. You know, these foreign powers have utilized social media, including X and Facebook, to divide the United States so badly. Like, that's the stupidest thing, America. Y'all have been duped by people that hate you to hate each other. So let's stop hating each other. Why not? That may be the most American thing to do right now. No more Democrat versus Republican. No more liberal versus conservative. This has all been foreign powers building up this animosity between the two sides. And, well, we can decide not to play their dumbass game that they tried to set up. Because, honestly, it's been extremely effective to tearing apart North America. And in some ways, how much longer are we going to do this? How much longer will you stupid when it's been revealed to us that this has very much been foreign agencies acting on this stuff happening? So listen, I am not mad at conservatives. I'm not mad at Republicans right now, because in some ways we've all been duped, and we need to come together and say, fuck all y'all that tried to fucking rip up America by turning us against each other, because that was never right. The whole versus woke thing and trans and, you know, PC culture and all this stuff, fuck all that. Let's just get back to basics. Let's be good human beings and love each other. How about that? Thank you for the words of wisdom, Randolph Phillips. Blessings to Phillips family and all the Raptor Freak families. Yeah, conspiracies are real because they're getting revealed in front of us right now. And Russia owns Donald Trump. And every single thing, that plan that they were going to give Zelensky to sign by Thanksgiving, they wrote it. Putin wrote it. They used the auto-translate from Russian, and they could see that it came from the Cyrillic language. And it's dead to rights. And it's so crazy. So if anybody who doesn't see that old Donald Trump is a puppet, just like this puppet son I have right here, I'm Vladimir Putin. Hi, this is Donald Trump. Hi, everybody. If you can't understand this relationship in the United States right now, everybody down there, if you can't understand, I'm Vladimir Putin. This is Donald Trump. Hi, see this? That's it. That's it. Yeah, I just broke the reality of Justin Bieber. I'm sorry, but it was to prove a very important point. Yeah, he is a puppet, guys. I'm sorry I lied all this time. I know a lot of y'all thought he was a real rodent running around in my house. He's a puppet. I'm sorry. Yeah. All right, let's keep going. Cool Cat is saying this. Messiah responsible for Ingram and also calling it the draft. I don't know. We can't suss this out. Once again, I like to do a Lennon McCarthy song credit on this one. Can we just do that? A Ujiri and Webster production. Can we just do that? Do we really have to say this is this person's or this person? This is how they try to divide us. Let's keep going. BI3's girlfriend is happy with Toronto, so we're all good. Glorilla. Yeah. Man, she's really good attendance to Raptors games this year. Better attendance than you, Drake. Who the hell are you? Yeah, maybe we need to do a poll real quick. All right, we're going to do a poll right now. Right now, this is our poll. Who is the new global ambassador? Who should be global ambassador? That's right. We know who it's going to be. Who should be global ambassador? Her name is in the name. Go global ambassador. That's right. All right. Well, I want to see how bad Drake has fallen off with us as far as this. All right, we're going to put in old Aubrey. I'll even write his name like that, and we'll put Glorilla. That's right. Who should be the global ambassador of the Raptors at this point? Come on, y'all. Please answer the poll, our interactive stream. Going to see who should be the global ambassador of the Toronto Raptors at this point. Yeah, I'm all about this. Oh, 67% early returns for Glorilla. That's right. That's right. This is good stuff. I love it. I love it. This is just for him. That's right. That's right. All right, let's see. Where are we in here in the stream? I want to find my comment. Here we are. Let's see. Wayne saying this. Watched the Lakers last night. I can't see the hype. I think we as Raptors fans are underrating our team, believe it or not. We're pretty damn good. And, I believe we're a top 4 team in the league. Yeah. Well, this is the thing. You know how I'm going to be. I always think that everybody underrates us. So that's why I always overrate us in balance. And, well, I didn't really overrate us this summer, apparently. And some people came on my channel this summer in the middle of July and heard me saying, yeah, the Raptors will be a top 4 team in the East. That's what I said. I said we'd have home court advantage in the first round this year in the playoffs. And I was saying this in July. And some people came in my channel and say, oh, I can't watch this guy. He's too much a homer. He's talking pie in the sky. He's crazy. He thinks the Raptors are going to be a top 4 team in the East. I did say that in July. And some people came in and said that. Well, this is true. Wayne and I are going to have to adjust our goals for this year because we're showing an aptitude and an ability and an acumen that we are way better than everybody thought, and maybe even us. Like maybe even Wayne and I. Which is really hard to do, Raptors. Seriously. When you're better than what I think you guys are really good. Let's just put it that way, because I'm really giving you all the benefit of the doubt. And, well, you're going above and beyond. And I love it. So I'm with Wayne. That's why I'm saying right now, why can't we go to the finals, like I've been saying in the last week, and make a good showing? Why can't we win the championship? We could. We're a championship contender. I truly believe that. And they'll begrudgingly say we're not for most of the season. They'll overlook us and they'll say, yeah, they're really good. They're doing this, but they're a couple of years away. But bullshit. We could fuck around and win the championship this year if things line up the right way. So, yeah, let's believe and let's aim higher because the team is overachieving even what I thought they were going to do. And that's a lot to do. How do you do that? I've never, in some ways, I always overshoot for them. And they've overshot over what I overshot for them as the second best team in the East, not the top 4. It's crazy. It's awesome. I love it. I love it. Wayne, you're exactly right. I'm going to give you a dunk for spitting facts. Let's just put it that way. You're spitting facts today, Wayne. And I love it. Let's up the ante because we're like that. We're like that, and we can see we're like that because Brandon's like that, and Scotty is like that. 159 for Wayne Strainer on the dunk charts. All right, let's keep going. Shaq Lindsay saying this. Let's take it easy on Robert. RJ's out, so who do you think he's going to pick on? Shaq Lindsay, all right, you're getting a dunk for this one. He's like, okay, yeah, because RJ's out. He can't come after RJ like he has been too. And instead, he'll come after Brandon. Man, I just don't understand how anybody can take him seriously and cannot see through him like we do. 144 for Shaq Lindsay. That's a hilarious joke. Let's see. He's very arrogant and his argument doesn't make any sense. He said BI ISO doesn't mesh with Darko's system and that he was missing open cutters. I think he forgets that Darko wanted BI and ISO and that the players were passing the ball to him in ISO. Laugh out loud. The dude doesn't know basketball. Like I said, he has that name in his name, basketball in his name, just because he has to kind of put the front that maybe he does. He doesn't know basketball. Honestly, if that's his take from Monday night, he's an absolute idiot. And I've already explained why he's an idiot. And I explained why Brandon played within the system. Darko confirmed it after the game. Was the coach mad? Robert, your opinion and what you see is absolute horse crap. Whose opinion matters? I don't know. Let's see. Darko probably first. The rest of the team with Brandon. Maybe Bobby Webster. Maybe Ed Rogers and Keith Belly up top. Their opinions matter. And on this one, I think Darko's opinion was very well voiced after the game, Robert. And I think that Scotty's was too. What an idiot. In fact, at the end of the game, Scotty was doing the interview with Daniel Michaud, and he's like, Brandon. And he's like looking over at him with Glorilla. It's like, yeah, Scotty has no problem with this. He likes winning. And I don't think Robert understands this. I think he just thinks Scotty just needs to be the end-all be-all center of the earth. Scotty doesn't care about being the center of the earth. Scotty wants to win. That's what he wants to do. And that's awesome. He's not missing open cutters. He's won games this year off of open cutters. He's an idiot, man. Yeah, waste of time. Exactly, Reggie. Waste of time. Anyway, I don't want to talk about him anymore, guys. So if you have any more comments that are involved with him, we will cut them, please. Please cut them out if you can. G saying this, I didn't want to give him another comment, but you're right. So wanted to confirm. I asked him in a live a few years ago, Scotty leaves, do you leave? And he said, yes, not a Raptors fan. Yeah, in some ways, like, he's an imposter that's trying to extract him from our team. And anybody who's watching his channel needs to understand that right now. You love Scotty Barnes being a Raptor? Well, don't support Robert Pensair, because that's his ultimate goal in the shadows that y'all aren't seeing if you really think he's so awesome and great. Seymour's saying, I used to listen to Chev, but then I found Raptors Freak and never went back. Don't need ESPN no more. There's either Raptors Freaks. That's right. That's right. I'm not watching TSN Sportsnet or Sportsnet. I'm not watching those channels for my news. I'm watching the games. I'm watching the interviews, and everything I take in ingesting of content is directly from the source. And I'm not getting slanted views. I don't even watch the Raptors show with Blake Murphy and Matt Bonner. I don't watch Hello and Welcome. I don't watch Samson Folk and S, because I don't want to rip off their takes. I want to purely come up with my takes in my own world from what I saw. And if I watch those guys, I may take some of their takes. If I say something that's similar to them, that's organically just happening. Because I don't want to be a rip-off artist. I'll reread some tweets from Blake Murphy and Josh Lundberg about news. Sure, I'll requote Raptors players from their player interviews after the game and Darko. But I'm purely just watching the games. And I'm not watching the Sportsnet breakdowns after the game with the Mecca Osak or whatever the fuck those people are. And I don't even know their names. I couldn't name the Sportsnet acres for you. All I know is Brad Faye's ugly ass is involved in the Raptors show itself when they play the games. But yeah. Anyway, I don't even know why I went like this way. Chev, you're cool. But we figured this out the other day, that Chev is best to watch when the Raptors are winning, because he will go off on his rants and just, I love it. When Chev punts, he takes that football and spikes in the touchdown for the Raptors when they're winning, because he's a verbal assassin with the way he talks and the way he's, and he's like doing his whole thing, and he gets all crazy, and he's just like, he goes off. I love the artistry of NBA Chev when he's happy about the team. But when he's not happy with the team, he gets in dark places, and he kind of goes a little crazy sometimes. And that happened in the last couple of years. But now we're winning again. Chev, woo-wee, his ratings go up because he's doing his best thing, his bread and butter. And that's gloating when we're winning. I love that guy, seriously. And even in the dark times, even when he's a little misguided with some of his opinions and they're not totally, they're kind of toxic, he's mostly good. He's a mostly really good guy. That's right. Yeah, I appreciate that you guys came here, Bryce and Seymour. And I appreciate that you guys enjoy me enough to be here pretty often. Seriously. I mean, some people get sick of me over and over again, I'm sure. That a lot do. But I appreciate my people in my tribe that does stick around, and that's the RFF. Bryce Lawson, shout out to you and your fiance down in Kentucky, my guy. Yeah, Seymour saying, hope you're good. There you go. I love it. Kaz is saying, you guys bring up Penn practically every stream. Not really. We used to a lot more back in the day. We really don't. We really, really don't. That's why I banned his name from here, because in some ways, you got to understand his audience is shared by mine to a degree. And part of the problem was people were coming in with his takes in the beginning and trying to say this and this. And I would usually like listen to them, and maybe I would like, add my part and how I see it. And it was just getting annoying. And so that's why we started calling him He Who Shall Not Be Named. And we actually have an emoticon for him that symbolizes him. You're not supposed to say him. Instead, you're supposed to make the emoticon. And it is, let me see if I can pull it up. Where is it? Where is the emoticon for him? It's still here, right? They didn't take it away. There it is. This is the emoticon for him. Anybody who's more recent and does not know that's the emoticon for Robert Pencer, that is the emoticon for Robert Pencer, just so y'all know. All right, I've clouded my things. He's saying you bring up Penn every stream. If you think, hang on. Oh, crap. All right, I lost my spot. And this is really bad because there's like this weird emote thing here. All right, how do I close the emote screen? This is bad. How do I do it? Because it's in the way now. Hey, there's Mo. I'm going to post Mo real quick. All right, this may be really bad because I don't know how to get it there. All right, hang on one more time. I'll figure this out. Oh, this is a new one. I've never done this before where I've closed the screen because I did a little thing. All right, let's see. If you think he's an idiot and don't respect his takes, why give him more life to them by bringing it up constantly? Very weird energy to me. No, I agree with you. Well, in some ways, this is why, Kaz, because he's a prominent person that has takes in the Raptors YouTube world. And in some ways, he's a good example for me to kind of talk about the subjects he's talking about. I mean, think about it this way. If he's putting out misinformation on his channel, like the stuff about Brandon this week, it's good for me to fact check him and kind of talk about it and say it. I don't like talking about him. Don't get me wrong. I agree with this. And, Vince McMahon had a policy that we don't talk about WCW or AEW on our TV show because we don't want to give any airtime. I don't care. I acknowledge that he exists, but in some ways, we need to be the part that tells the truth in the whole situation about what he's saying. And that's why right there. You think it's weird energy. I get it. I hate talking about him, and I don't want to bring him up. If we don't talk about him for another 3 months from now, that'd be awesome. I'd be appreciative of that. Let's see. Cool Cat saying information, truth or false is the new frontier, not traditional ways of warfare. This is very true. Shaping perception and trying to make reality what your perception you want it to be. And it's messed up. Facts. That's right. This is the Raptors channel or a Penn hate channel. We do hate Penn, and it is part of it. I mean, Kaz, if you play both sides of the fence, that's fine. I respect that. If you want to watch him too and you enjoy him also, but I fucking hate that piece of shit. And yeah, you could call this channel a hate Penn-Sarah channel because he's absolutely bad for the Raptors. And fuck him. I'll say that over and over again. If that bothers you, Kaz, I'm sorry. But Lex is authentically 100% Lex. And he can say, fuck you, Robert, because he's a piece of shit. And if I saw him in real life, I'd smack the shit out of him for real. I would. I'd smack the shit out. I'd bitch slap him. I'm fucking 6'5" almost. And I would bitch slap the fuck out of Robert Pencer for what he said about Fred VanVleet solely. Yeah. And if they put me on a show with him, I'd verbally bitch slap him. I would. I bitch slap the hell out of him. I talk circles around that motherfucker. I put so much down on him saying, yeah, you don't know jack shit because I'm going to tell you exactly right now, motherfucker. I'm going to put a promo on you like Jim Cornette would in the 80s in NWA wrestling. Yeah. If you like Pencer and this is turning you off, I'm sorry. Fuck Pencer. And I would bitch slap him in real life just for fucking, you know what he did? He fucking made these fans in Raptors fan nation give death threats to Sue Danforth, the mother of Fred VanVleet. That's a line cross right there. He talked so much shit about Fred VanVleet that other Raptors fans hated Fred so much that they started sending death threats to Fred's mother. So fuck Robert every single day for the rest of his life, Cass. And if it bothers you that I said this, well, this is one area where you and I are not on the same page. We'll just say that right now. Yeah, I do hate Pencer, and this is a hate Pencer channel. So yeah, there you go, right there. That's it right there. 50-50, Kaz. 50-50 is probably right. It's not 50-50. It's only when his little ugly head pops up. Then I'll go off on him. And share this with him. Send it to him. Because I'd love to fucking tell him just how much he's a piece of shit. And he can hear it from my voice and see it on my show. That's right. Let's see. Bryce is saying, but he's somewhat brilliant too. He makes sense sometimes and gives a lot of content. Pretty good content. Whatever. I've not discovered it. I just know the effect he has. Fuck him, Bryce. He's not brilliant. He's a sorry, sad piece of shit who's obviously miserable in his life. And that's why he is like the way he is. If he was a positive guy, he wouldn't be acting the way he is after a win on Monday night. Let's just put it that way. Let's keep going. Bryce is saying, I like Penn. I'm not a Penn hater, even though he speaks outlandish sometimes. I definitely don't agree with everything he says, but he isn't that bad to be hating on. Nah, if you just heard what I just said about Sue Danforth, that's enough to hate him for. The fact that he turned up the Raptors fan nation against Fred so strongly that some of the fans were very inappropriate with sending death threats to Fred's mother. That is a line that shouldn't have been crossed. And he squarely put Fred in the bullseye himself, prominently. And I give him full credit for the death threats to sue Danforth. Fred, you were listening? Yeah, I can tell you the motherfucker who was the cause of why these people were being out of pocket with your mom. Yeah, let's tell the whole story here. Let's go ahead. We'll go right to the beginning and where this all went this way with this stuff right here. That's right. Cool Cat saying, I'm not trying to be a rogue. At the time, Masai was responsible for all actions the Raptors did. So it's only fair to attribute it to him. No, it's a partnership. And they've made this very clear the way they talked about it. You know, it's like they have different parts they do in it, you know, and if you want to say he was the captain of the ship and he made final decision, that's fine. But remember, once again, the legwork is being done by Bobby Webster. He's the one who picks up the phone and he's the one who talks to the other GMs. And he may have been reporting to Masai, but this, not get it twisted. This is a collaboration. And I mean, I don't want to argue about this. I mean, if you can want to have your perception about it, it's just the truth. I mean, they worked together for 12 years. And there's so much blurring of the lines. The overall boss was Masai, but Bobby's been the GM for a long time. And we got to remember that, guys. We got to remember that. Yeah, Glorilla. Yeah, Glorilla's winning 65%. Some people are still holding out for Drake, I see that. I like her. She is loyal and has her man. That's right. She's got his back. And when he got kind of went down with that little ankle twist a couple of games ago, she looked very concerned. And you know what? Hopefully she did the good things to help him out and make him feel better later. Now, whatever that is, I'm just saying, maybe it's just bringing his favorite snack. Okay. Wait, that sounded wrong too. Anyway, let's just say that. Seymour saying Aubrey glazes the opponents. This ain't hard. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah, she does. I love their relationship. That's right. I'm saying officially, let's make Glorilla the Glorilla ambassador. The Glorilla ambassador. Yeah, why not? Glow ain't got a lemon tattoo. A lemon tattoo? What's a lemon tattoo? I don't know what that. Oh, LeBron tattoo. That's what you meant. Spell correct. Okay. I see. Jimmy, you got another message retracted. Did you test one of the words? That may be why. Seymour's saying this. Chev went crazy on Darko. And if you understood the process, that's a no-no. Chev looks at highlights only due to him working. He's back now on the farm, but he's tarnished. Aubrey Graham. Yeah, I listen. We have apology letters for Darko from anybody who wants to sign one or write one out. Go ahead, please. Now, apology letters for Darko and the truth of who he is as a coach and where we're at right now. I think y'all, if you need to write one, go ahead, write one. I've never gone against Darko at once this whole entire time he's been our coach, and I believed in him every single moment of it. So, yeah, we're coming through to the side where we're seeing exactly who he is, and it feels real good for Lex to be right again. As far as like, you don't throw out your coach just because we're learning and rebuilding and the record doesn't look right. You don't question what he's trying to build until we see it like go to the places where it could possibly be successful, like it is now. And that's what it is right there. You can't crumple it up and throw it out if it's not the first draft you like. The first draft is going to be ugly. Let him write a couple more drafts and we'll see that masterpiece come out eventually. Trust me. That's right. KD, who? Giannis, who? We got Ingram. That's right. I love it. Cass saying, unsubscribe from his channel then, Jimmy. Problem solved. So he must have put his name in there because that comment went away. Yeah, I've never subscribed to his channel. I've never even really watched it. I only vicariously hear what you guys bring me that he said, and then I react to it. I've really tried not to ever be a part of his channel at all. In fact, in the beginning, I didn't want to have anything to do with him. They tried to put me on the same show with him on To The Point once. And then they tried, a couple of other people had me possibly lined up to be on a show with him. And it just never happened. It might have been very entertaining. Let's just put it that way. Because, yeah, I will fucking cuss somebody out on a show. I don't care. I'm crazy. That's right. Let's see. Jimmy's saying, I love the Raptors. Not one player. Got all their backs. And I'm not dragging them down, especially when we're playing the best we played in a half decade, period. Yeah, Jimmy's exactly right. And Jimmy's a positive guy. He's the Pope of positivity. And that's what I'm saying. Like, Raptors content makers shouldn't be like negative weirdos right now. Like, the reporters are bugging the hell out of me because they're asking such negative, slanted questions. It's like, what's the point? Why are you even doing that? There's no point to being negative right now. We're winning. So get in the car and be happy is what I'm saying. We're going to somewhere in the playoffs. Let's go. That's right. Chev saying, Seymour saying, I can't do Chev no more. His vision is blurred. It's tough. Monique, thank you for the cutoff. W stream, W vibes, go Raptors for life. Keep at it, Lex. Always Raptor Freak Crew strong forever. Just helping me limit the comments, and I appreciate it. Let's keep climbing. I'm with you on that. Bryce is saying, bro, Lex, it's mad love for you, man. I wish I could be more present. Yo, Bryce, listen, man, I understand everybody's busy, and I'm an everyday guy. But yeah, you show up enough. You're in our fantasy league. Check on your team, honestly, because you might be in trouble. You need to go check on your Yahoo fantasy team. It's like right now we got me over Kareem right now. Kareem, we're playing right now. You better get your team ready. Let's see. Bryce is losing to Andrew right now. Cool Cat is losing to James. Fiercey is losing to HC. Jason Dukes is beating Amit. We got MK beating Omari. Kaz is winning against Gerald. And we've also got Nins over Mike right now. Those are the results right now currently in our Yahoo Fantasy League. That's right, man. Yeah, much love to you guys for sure. There's the Pensair emoticon. That's the official Pensair emoticon. And there's Monique. G saying Chev has gone back to being positive, said he let the losses get to him. Yeah, that's the thing. He's in his feelings with the team. It's tough. Meanwhile, over here, when we were losing, I was doing therapy sessions. And I was trying to shine a light. And, doing this show for 4 years now, we've had a lot of losses while I've done this show. And, some of the streams I've done after certain games that were really depressing were therapy sessions here. And some of the Raptor freaks came in here and they've, I'll go watch Lex after this game that was so bad last night and I'll feel better. That's kind of the action that was happening during that period of time. There's Nick Nurse's emoticon. Yes, Seymour knows Nick Nurse's butthole face emoticon. There you go. And Kaz is saying, laughing my ass off. Now we're talking about assaulting people on the internet. Yeah, I'm crazy. I am crazy. I'll defend myself. And I'm not totally a Canadian. I'm not totally Canadian. I'm an American Canadian. I grew up in the dirty South. I grew up in a fucked up place. Let's just put it that way. And in some ways, I'm Canadian by heart, and I love this country, and I'll stand for this country in a fight. But don't get it twisted, Cass. I'm not a normal Canadian. I was raised in the public school system of Florida, and I'm a Florida man too. And Florida man will be Jerry Springer, and I'm crazy. And in some ways, like I said, you fucking come after Fred's family. In some ways, you're coming after my family. And that's why I feel that way so strongly. So, yeah, I'll talk about assaulting people. Yeah, because I'm fucking crazy. I'm a Florida man. And that's an aspect that doesn't totally come out here. I'm not completely, some people say, where did you come from in the world when you immigrated to Canada? Well, I came from India. Oh, I came from Ukraine. I came from Nigeria. No, I came from Florida. And that addition to my person, because half my life's in Florida, half my life's in Toronto, well, that's part of it, and I'm not South Florida like Scott. South Florida is different. I'm North Florida, and that's gun racks, pickup trucks, dogs, and swamps, and Jerry Springer ass shit. So that's part of it right there. That's part of the reason why I'm crazy, just so y'all know too. Yeah, if Robert's been in a Florida prison or jail like I have, yeah, he don't want to fuck with me. Let's just put it that way. All right, let's see. Fiercey's got Pensair in the trash, and that's right. Let's see. Kaz is saying, this is the part of the reason I love your channel, Lex, but I don't believe you would bitch slap him. Oh, I would. I'm a very big dude. Like, people don't see on the show how tall I am. And I have been working out, and I'm stronger than I ever have been in my entire life. So, yeah, I would. I don't think he's that tall, and I'm not scared of him physically. I could kick the shit out of him. Trust me. I could kick the shit out of him. Yeah, let's see. The goal is for both teams, 905 and the Raptors, to be in Las Vegas. That's never been done. Neither has an NBA championship has also had a 905 championship. Win the in-season competition. That's history. Why not we go for the trifecta? I like what Wayne's saying here. 905 tip-off tournament win and a 905 G League championship. That's 2 there. And what if we do in-season tournament and the Larry O'Brien? That's 4 championships in one season. Ooh-wee, what a crazy quartet. The NBA and the G League would never let us do this. But if we get a couple of them, that would be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool if we can. We'll see. Let's see. Bryce is saying this. Yeah, I didn't know that. I remember you said something about him and Fred. I heard him talk about that time as well. That's actually sad that people would even follow such a heinous act. Yeah, it was part of the reason that Fred made his decision to go to Houston, to be honest, on the down low, is that fans were really out of pocket under the leadership of Pensair to come at Fred in really toxic ways, because he really had crazy rhetoric, guys. The way he was talking about Fred was really fucked up. He would call him like a midget, and he said he's like a chucker. And it was just dehumanizing in a way that was not right. And Raptors fans should not ever be treating players or their family in this kind of way. So that's a big part of it right there. I'll never forgive him for that. And the whole reason why he doesn't like Fred is because Fred dissed him at a 905 game and wouldn't give him an autograph. He's like, oh, Fred is such a jerk. He wouldn't give an autograph to the kids. And it's like, what a jerk and all this stuff. Man, I met Fred. I spent 10 minutes talking to Fred in person on the street. And he's a very nice person. He's nothing like what Robert described him as. And that was part of what I was saying at that time, too. We're doing old golden oldie. Like, I've met Fred. I know who Fred is as a person. I've literally talked to Fred for 10 minutes to his face. And he is absolutely a badass and exactly who he looks like and who he is. He didn't have to be fake or anything to me. He was exactly who he was that night in Kensington at like midnight in the middle of the night. And he didn't have to talk to me at all. And he gave me 10 minutes of his life to just talk Raptors for a second. So there's a lot to it, man. There's a lot to it in all this. That's what I'm saying. Infamous is saying, salute, freaks. I agree, Lex. They crossed the line when they went after Raptors family members. He recently went after Quickly's personal and Davion Mitchell. That's all facts. That's messed up. Families should always be off limits, and fuck that guy. Infamous saying, there will be no Sheb slander. I'm just glad Sheb is happy again. That's the big part about the thing with Sheb. That's the big part of the thing with Sheb. We just want him to be happy. Let's see. Yeah, he definitely slandered IQ a lot. I actually found myself hating on IQ a little bit as well because of it. Yeah, that's not right. That was the misdirection at the beginning of the year because IQ was struggling without Yak in there. And honestly, like IQ said in the interview, once again, I'm going to listen to IQ over Robert Pensair. IQ said you can play good without him shooting well, and he did. He was rebounding. He was making plays. He was doing all kinds of stuff, even though he wasn't shooting well when we started the season. He just wanted a fall guy. He just wanted somebody to point fingers at, to criticize. And that's why I hate it. Like he's saying, Bryce said, I was turning on IQ partly because of what Robert was saying. That's a Kentucky guy turning on a Kentucky guy. That ain't right. That ain't right. And that's not the right kind of leadership in fan nation for Raptors fans. And that's why I denounce and fucking hate that piece of shit. It's right there. Bryce is just giving us an example. He was slandering IQ and encouraging people to come after IQ at the beginning of the season. Was that necessary? No. We had the apology letter for IQ also this season already. This is where you sign. Apologize to Emmanuel for what you said about him at the beginning of the season. And it shows that he's stupid as fuck, that he doesn't understand that a great player like Emmanuel Quickly is going to get it together at some point and start hitting his shot and play way, way better. Way, way better. That's right. That's right. Shaq Lindsay saying Bobby said he takes full credit for acquiring BI. Maybe Masai gave him approval, but I think Bobby did the work. Well, Bobby made the calls. I mean, he's even talked very much about how he's the one who organized the Kawhi trade, guys, because he knew the GM of the Spurs, and he was the one who talked to him and gave him that opportunity. So in some ways, there's a lot about the Kawhi deal that Bobby did most of the work because his connection to Brian Winters is the reason why we got that deal done. They could have gone and shopped Kawhi to other teams, but he talked to Bobby first because he was a friend of his from working together at the NBA office. And that he gave Bobby dibs first. He came to him and said, Bobby, do you want Kawhi? I'm serious about moving him now, and I want to talk to you about it first. So that is true. Now, Masai called DeMar and told him he was traded. The Masai was the final say, but we have to remember general manager's job is the actual job to call and to try and finesse the trades and to also balance the salary cap. And Masai was a leader in spirituality and culture and just holding content quality control. He was in charge of making the Raptors the quality that they are. So there's, in some ways, that's part of the delineation of the duties between Webster and Ujiri. But once again, I'm not trying to sully either one of them. They were a team. And as our team wins as a team on the court now, our front office was winning as a team also. And there's no reason to divvy up, this person did this or this. We love Masai, and we always will. But they were a team. And listen, there's no reason to just say, oh, this guy over this guy for this. No, they were a team. They did it together. And remember that, guys. There's no reason to do this. That's what I'm saying. But the bench was all Masai. Listen, he had the ideas and the vision. The old scheme of things was Masai's vision. Bobby was in some ways an employee of Masai going to do the GM work. and doing the cap balancing and stuff like that. Does this make sense as far as like delineating? Because if you think about it, Masai was doing things like Giants of Africa. He was doing all kinds of different things around the Raptors. He helped develop Open Gym. Masai Ujiri's baby was Open Gym. And there's all kinds of different things he added to our team that are not necessarily GM stuff that shaped our culture and made us who we are. In some ways, he was also a figurehead that attracted better people to come to Toronto and Ujiri. So, and Bobby was a little bit more behind the scenes doing the grunt work and some of the very important leg work with the phone is what I'm saying. Let's keep going. Let's see. Bryce saying, yo, them Florida folks seriously are crazy. He knows. He's in Kentucky. And Kentucky's crazy too. I'm not going to lie. Kentucky's got crazy too. But there's something different than Florida man and Florida woman. Yeah, sometimes there's meth involved in Florida man. And that's why they're naked on the highway. Okay. Or they're throwing alligators through drive-through windows at fast food workers. Yeah, that shit happened in Florida. That's true stories. Both of those that I just said. That's right. Trevor's saying, they're saying RJ will be out at least 7 days. Ooh, this is good news. All right, let me go look at Blue Skies. This is a breaking news on RJ, a health update. All right, let me see what they're saying. In case you missed it, the Raptors reiterated that tests on RJ Barrett's right knee revealed no structural damage. It has been diagnosed as a sprain and will keep him out of the lineup another week at least. He'll be reevaluated from there. Okay, so Blake's saying RJ will remain out. He's out at least a week. Imaging was clean. Sprain will be reevaluated in 7 days. Jamison Battle and Jonathan Mobo are practicing with the Raptors 905 today. Okay, so a couple of updates there real quick. 905 are off till Saturday, so just some extra reps with low minutes, and Raptors not practicing much this week with 2 back-to-backs. So maybe that means Battle and Mobo are not in the plans for this in-season tournament game against the Pacers since they're working out with the 905 today. This is all great stuff. Thank you for breaking news on RJ. This is good news. It's a week. And you know what? It could very well be the sprain looks good, and RJ's back in the lineup a week from now. Thank you for the news update, Trevor J. I appreciate that. Kaz is saying, laughing my ass off. Chev is ass. We are going to Chev slander. No. Chev, just as long as he's happy. That's the way I look at it right now. As long as he's happy. Yeah, let's see. Shed 100 assists this season. That's amazing. It's very early in the season. Smooth saying this. On the day Fred left, Pensair was celebrating. Yeah, you don't do that for a GROAT, man. You really don't. Like the way he won the chip. I'll never forget that Pensair and his people were celebrating. Yeah, just that's not the right action. Fred VanVleet is one of the greatest stories in the NBA's history. And people that are real Raptors fans celebrate him as an icon, celebrate him as one of the greatest undrafted stories in the history of the NBA. In some ways, it shows Pensair as an asshole and a bully, because Fred is somebody who's been victimized and bullied by people like Robert his whole life, people that are assholes that treat him bad. Like that's part of the reason why Fred's so badass, because he is that ultimate underdog that came up and took what he wanted in his life and he made it. And he's absolutely made it. He's absolutely one of the most successful stories in the history of the NBA. In fact, Fred VanVleet deserves a movie made about him. Seriously. And Robert Pensair can't see this or respect the legacy of Fred VanVleet and his career and what we built up here in Toronto. See, that shows right there he's not a Toronto fan, because Fred VanVleet is an ultimate success story of Toronto Raptors development. He is a shining beacon of Masai Ujiri's work and Bobby Webster's work also. He's a shining beacon of the possibilities that come, like why people want to come to Toronto, like Chucky Hepburn, Justin Champagnie, Jamison Battle, and all these great undrafted people wanting to come here is because of Fred, because he was undrafted and they saw the path that he took. So it's like, he's an idiot. How can you come down on one of the most important Raptors in the history of our franchise and one of the biggest success stories? You otherwise have Ben Wallace and Moses Malone. He's the greatest player that ever came in the league undrafted. Right there. Yeah. And them celebrating he was gone. That's not the right action on that. No. And that shows that in some ways he is not good for our nation. I'm telling you right now. Wayne's saying this. We suffered through the losses of those years, but we saw the early mornings, the late hours putting in the grind. We saw the improvements, the high IQ drafting. We knew the project and believed in it. Yeah. And it's paying off. And that's why I say, if you're going to rebuild a team, you better do it right. So you not waste your time and you have to restart over. And that's why firing Darko early, prematurely, is not right move. And being patient and allowing him to get cooking is the right move. And that's a big part of it right there. You got to let things develop, and they will develop. That's right. Kaz saying Chev is a part-time fan. His real team is the Knicks. I'm tired of these bum-ass New Yorkers trying to claim our team. Get the fuck out. Support your Knicks or Nets. In some ways, I appreciated why he switched. He's very elaborated why. It was like he watched us in the bubble against Boston. He just thought, wow, these Raptors are really interesting. But I've never totally trusted Chev completely because of the origin of his channel and that maybe he's some sort of weird Knicks fan. But he does have a true passion for the Raptors. And the way he gloats for us is absolutely badass. But I think you're right. I think that in some ways, like if the Knicks really won a championship, he might switch and go back. Like if the Knicks won the championship, would NBA Chev go back to being a Knicks fan all of a sudden again? That's a big question. That's a good question to ask because he could do that. It could do that, honestly. Because saying part-time is proof. When he fucking disappeared all summer and it magically appears when the season starts. Well, part of the struggle with Chev is he's been at war with YouTube. And YouTube's been messing with him. And in some ways, that's part of the reason why Chev's been kind of flaky with some stuff that he's doing is because he's had battles with YouTube over different things. And sometimes he's not putting as much content on YouTube because of his battles, is what I've heard. James is saying, is Jacoby starting again today? No official word, but I'm speculating he's probably the number one choice. All right, let me do my tabs and we'll get out of here. We got to go through everything real quick. Let me just do the Instagram stories. We got Coach Andrew Jones. Everyone's winning. That's right. Your team's winning. We were like 15-1 or 16-1 this season. There's a beautiful drawing portrait of the Jones family, the 5 of them. It's beautiful. You guys can go see it. And there's Andrew's son who wrote a really nice piece of paper with all the 905 players' names on it. It's awesome. AJ Lawson, Tyreek, Martin, Chucky, Juicy, which is Reese. Gary A and Sar and 6-0 record on there. That's so cute, man. I love that so much. AJ Lawson in the Raptors gear at the Scotiabank Arena. Love to see that. Let's see. Jamal Shed went to the CN Tower last night with a lovely lady. I know that's the CN Tower because that dining room's fire to eat in. And yeah, Shed was eating up real high. Like I'm going to be sleeping up real high this tonight. Yeah, but yeah, he was up there on the tower last night having a meal. He also went and saw Gunna. Because Gunna was at the game on Sunday, and Alessandro was taking pictures of Gunna. If you follow Alessandro, best friend of Sandro Mamukelashvili, you'll see some cool Gunna pictures that he took from the Raptors game the other night. But he was playing last night at Scotiabank, and it looks like Shed was at that concert. Jonathan Mobo's doing a Serious Players Only commercial, and he has Gunna playing over it. Fred VanVleet with a picture of him and Dylan Brooks after the game. And they're definitely a fun pair. In some ways, it's kind of like bad guy, good guy. These two guys. But Fred's new podcast is out. And he's like, it's cool, man. Fred's doing what I'm doing right now. He's got a mic and he's espousing on things other than basketball. He's talking about music and Youngboy. He said Youngboy had one of the best concerts that he went to ever recently. So, guys, check out Fred VanVleet's new podcast. I'm going to be the antithesis of Robert. And I'm going to push Fred and say everybody should watch Fred's podcast. And so unsubscribe from stupid-ass that motherfucker's basketball channel. Seriously, Fred eating some lobster with his buddy, looks like, in one of those clips too. Siakam with PS43 in town yesterday on the microphone doing amazing things for the community and education in Toronto. Grady Dick has a new meme where he's doing his pose in the team pictures. And he's doing this like strong pose with his arms and stuff like that, and you can actually see the definition changing in Grady's arms. It's kind of crazy. Grady consistent. Yeah, we love it, Grady. Keep building those arms. Your defense is getting better, and we appreciate it. We got Colin Murray Boyles with the dog out in the downtown Toronto, and the dog's name is Blue, spelled like the French word blue, B-L-E-U. So yeah, Colin's got his dog out, and he's somewhere downtown walking his dog on a leash. Elijah Martin is celebrating his 2 Florida teammates doing a jersey swap. Richard and Clayton Jr. played against each other, and they did the Florida Gator jersey swap. Champions. That's right. Let's see what else we got. There's Alessandro's Instagram once again, and he's got a very cool picture of Gunna there, I see. And then he's got a picture of Garrett Temple and his wife, Kara, who just celebrated their anniversary. It's so awesome, man. So beautiful, the love between the Temples. And then also he's got some of the clips from when he was sitting next to me and the fun of living and hanging around Sandro, an NBA player. He showed me these jerseys on Sandro's wall at his condo. And Sandro's got like these badass jerseys he's collected from teammates and people around the league. He has a Nikola jersey. He's got Giannis. He's got Duncan, Parker. He's got all these greats that are up in his condo, and the jerseys are fire. So yeah, Alessandro, once again, great to make friends with you this week. And I look forward to seeing more of your photography. And once again, Monique, help this guy out. I know you're in contact with Alessandro too. Introduce yourself to him and let him know that you're in his corner to help him out. That's right. CBL, what's going on there? There's a bunch of CBL guys that are going to be playing for the Canada team. It says 11 players with CBL experience will be on the national team that was announced recently that's going to be playing in a tournament soon. It's going to be like the normal guys are kind of in the under team. Trey Bell Haynes, Kyle Whitler, Kennedy, people like that are on the team. No prominent stars or NBA guys in that team. So yeah, let me see. Is that it? Is that all I want to do on? Apparently Lindsey Dunn is leaving City TV. This is crazy. She was with City TV for 8 years, but she has a new endeavor. I bet you it's coming up with the Tempo and being a part of the Tempo project. I'm going to guess that's what it is she's doing, but she has made it known that she's still going to be doing the Raptors 905 sideline reporting work, which is fantastic because she's awesome at that. And we really do like that. All right, that's your Instagram stories right there. Right there. Let's see, Reddit. I don't even want to waste my time. We've already been talking too much. Happy straight goods on Canadian goods, guys. Y'all, there's a restaurant chain here in Ontario called Wimpy's Diner, and it's absolutely 100% Canadian franchise. If you know a Wimpy's Diner near you, go eat at it. It's like based on the Popeye character. But yeah, there's 51 Wimpy's Diners in Southern Ontario, and they are a straight up Canadian company. And it's a small grassroots company that started at Finch Avenue West and Yonge Street was the first Wimpy's Diner. And now there's 51 of them all around. So you know Wimpy's Diner. Go eat at a Wimpy's because that's a Canadian restaurant, y'all. Happy birthday. We got 3 birthdays today. First of all, I want to say happy birthday to our Raptor freak, Jillian. Miss Moody. I'm going to drink some water in honor of Jill on her birthday. Happy birthday, Jill. I hope you watch this and see your birthday wish. If not, maybe I'll say happy birthday to you on Facebook. But here's a water drink for Jill on her birthday. Also, I want to say happy birthday to former assistant coach of the Raptors, Bob Zuffalato. This guy is 87 today. And you know what? He still works for the Raptors. He's still a scout for the Raptors currently as of today. 87 years old, and he's still out there scouting for the Raptors. So we want to say a big birthday for a coaching legend and Bob Zuffalato, who's still with us and still scouting for the Raptors. Isn't that crazy? It's so awesome. And absolutely a huge happy birthday for the Vice President of the Toronto Raptors in Sports Science, Dr. Alex McKechnie. Happy birthday, Dr. Alex. We love you, and what you do for the Raptors is so important. So important. All right, we got classic cards to do. We got 2 to do to catch up on things from the last yesterday. We did not get to do a card. Oh, this one's easy. So write it in. Yeah, happy birthday to Pickleball Champ. That's right. It's her birthday. That's right. Wimpy's used to be your favorite. Yeah, Wimpy's is pretty good. Grady's shooting is poised to blow up when his newly acquired muscles get climatized. That's kind of scary. Yeah, I hope so. That may be part of it. Maybe he's shooting wrong because his muscles are too big. Christian Woods shoots 3 intruders in his home. Crazy world filled with scammers and thieves. Well, I don't blame them. They come in the house. I go by Florida rules. You come into my property, I'm allowed to shoot you. In some ways, don't be shooting people that make the wrong turn. But if they are coming in your house, you should shoot them. The Wimpy's near you closed down, Kaloy. I don't like that. That's right. Grady is goofy and funny, but on the court, he's professional for sure. Fiercely saying NBA Chef can't go back. The level of disrespect and the disses towards the Knicks and the Knicks fans, nations won't allow him to go back. Maybe you're right. That may be right. Yeah, there will be 2 cards today. And we're going to do it right now. All right, here's the first one. It's too easy. And look who we're playing today, too. All right, guys, this is an eye test. How far can you see this from? We'll put it way back here. Can somebody tell me who this is? That's right, James. It's Reggie Miller. Of course, when we play in the Pacers, we got an iconic Pacer, the most iconic Pacer, Reggie Miller. Look at that art on there. That's actually a pretty good drawing of him. The sculptor of Dwayne Wade's statue could have learned something from this artist on how to do somebody's face. But yeah, Reggie Miller's first. All right, James got the first classic card, and it's 50 points. Honestly, that can't be that much. All right, here we go. Here's the second one, and it's not as classic. Here you go, guys. Who is that? Classic card of the day. This is the one for today. If you can tell me who this player is, it's pretty easy too. You will get the classic card of the day. That's right. De'Aaron Fox. James, you got a twofer. You went and got a twofer, eh? Twofer. Yeah, a couple of De'Aaron Fox coming in. DeAnthony Fox. What are you doing, Seymour? Yeah, it's De'Aaron. That was fast as F. James is fast fingers today. All right, so James is going to get both cards, and they're both 50. I don't think that either one of them that hard. Those are both superstar cards. So let me write it in. There's a double shot for James. We got Reggie Miller, and De'Aaron Fox are the two cards. And it's going to be James for both of them, and he is going to get 50 points for today. So, 100 points collectively. Yeah, so it's James, and we're going to put 50 on both of those. All right, y'all. Cool stuff. All right, let's do the wrap up and get out of here. Yeah, autocorrect got you messed up. I got you. All right, let's see the injuries report for the Pacers. Let's see if they updated this while I've been out. Yeah. Johnny Furphy was out on Monday. He may be out today. Quentin Jackson was out on Monday. He may be out today. Aaron Neesmith is out today for sure. Cam Jones is out today for sure. Obi Toppin and Tyrese Halliburton are out for sure too. The Pacers will start. Nebhard, Mathurin, Shepard, Siakam, and Jackson. And the ESPN matchup prediction is saying we have 85% chance to win the game tonight. On the other side, RJ is the only one listed. We're speculating that Jacoby will be inserted in the starting lineup once again. So here's the official on what it's saying here. The Raptors announced Wednesday that an MRI on Barrett's right knee revealed no structural damage. He has been diagnosed with a sprain and will be reevaluated in 7 days before the team updates the status. This goes with what I saw. If he broke something, he'd not be able to walk. If he really, really hurt himself bad, you would have saw it worse. And this is just a sprain. In some ways, it's just like Collins' recent injury with his elbow. It's just a sprain. The referees are bad today. Bad. In the replay center, we'll have Binyam Maru, Jason Goebel, and Nick Booker. But on the ground, the crew chief is Courtney Kirkland. He favors the Pacers. The referee is one of the worst for the Raptors, Marat Kugat. And he favors the Pacers, heavily favors the Pacers. It's like 60% to 30% heavy. And then Sheree Mitchell is the third ref. We had her once already this year. We won, and she favors the Raptors out of the three refs. So that's basically it right there. Yeah, guys. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this show today. Let's end the poll. 62% of you think that Glorilla should be the new Raptors global ambassador over Aubrey Graham. And I agree with y'all. So there you go. We'll close the poll now on that one. Let's go. That's right. Let's go. I'm going to be at the game tonight, so I'll be in the arena, and I'm going to be bringing those defense chants, and I'm going to be very loud, and may not have my voice tomorrow. So we'll just have to see how bad my voice is tomorrow. I got to get out of here, guys, because I got to check out of the hotel, or they're going to add another $50 on my room if I stay past noon. So we're going to get out of here now. I appreciate everybody watching. Just stay positive. That's one of the main messages here today. I know I'm crazy. I'm a Florida man, but I really do live a life of positivity. And when people are overly negative and they're bad for the world and toxic and misleading, well, in some ways we can't just allow these people to spread misinformation and talk shit, because it's absolutely destroying our world currently right now. Whether it's sports with the Raptors and these channels on YouTube, whether it's the politics of North America and how they're divided us so much, we have to be fighting misinformation. This is one of the biggest wars right now, is to fight the war against misinformation. And that war is being fought in the Raptors realm on YouTube also. So be aware of that when you're picking your Raptors content, and who has the passion in their heart for what you want. Well, do you want to be a critic? Do you want to talk about the Raptors down to them and not encourage them to be successful? Or do you want to root for them with your heart and as a passionate fan, as somebody who wants to see many Larry O'Briens come to the Toronto Raptors franchise in the future? The choice is yours. The choice is yours. And you can decide for yourself. I'm not going to tell you who to choose. It's up to you. All right, y'all. I love you guys. And I'll be back tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. at a higher altitude. Let's go to the game, Monique. Let's go.